Wealth doesn't come as a polite knock at the door. It storms into your life, flips your world upside down and demands, "Were you truly ready for me?" Many crave financial abundance, yet few are truly prepared to handle its weight, its chaos, and its responsibility. Let's begin with this sobering truth. 95% of lottery winners are broke within 5 years. Why? Because wealth doesn't just upgrade your bank account, it magnifies everything: your mindset, habits, relationships, and beliefs. The universe doesn't send wealth to test your luck. It sends wealth to test your readiness. If you are among the chosen ones, you'll know this journey isn't just about accumulating numbers on a screen. It's about evolving into the kind of person who can withstand, sustain, and multiply abundance. So, buckle up, chosen ones. The path to true wealth isn't paved with comfort. It's messy, challenging, and transformative. Let's explore the 12 ways sudden wealth tests you, shapes you, and ultimately calls you into a greater version of yourself. Wealth rarely arrives as a gift wrapped in silk and gold. It comes disguised as chaos, a force that disrupts the ordinary and demands that you transform. The time before a breakthrough often feels like life is unraveling, messy, overwhelming, and even painful. That discomfort, however, is not random or cruel. It is a deliberate process. It's the universe reshaping you, testing you, and molding you into someone capable of carrying the weight of abundance. You don't stumble upon true wealth. You grow into it. At first, this chaos feels unfair. Life may feel heavier than ever before. Relationships strained, routines shaken, and habits questioned. But here's the truth. Not everything or everyone in your life can come with you to the next level. Wealth is not just about having more. It's about becoming more. It forces you to confront what's holding you back and shines an unflinching spotlight on areas of your life that you may have ignored, avoided, or justified. If you lack discipline, wealth will expose it. Suddenly, the money you crave will reveal that impulsive habits and poor self-control have far-reaching consequences. If your relationships are toxic or unbalanced, the stakes will rise. Wealth magnifies everything: envy, entitlement, and hidden resentments that once lay dormant. People who seemed supportive may now show their true colors, and unhealthy connections will become impossible to ignore. If you are indecisive or timid, sudden wealth will paralyze you. New opportunities and decisions will come fast, and hesitation could cost you everything. This is why the discomfort you feel is not punishment, it's preparation. It's life pushing you to grow into someone who can sustain abundance, not just attract it. Too often, people assume that wealth will magically fix their problems, but the opposite is true. Money magnifies your strengths, yes, but also your weaknesses. The habits, mindsets, and patterns that you currently allow will become glaringly obvious, and their consequences far more costly. Many give up during this phase because they mistake struggle for failure. They think the chaos means they're on the wrong path. But here's the profound reality. This struggle is evidence that you are being stretched into your greater self. It's the universe asking, "Are you ready for what you say you want? Can you handle it?" Because the truth is, wealth without preparation won't stay. Lottery winners lose it all because they were never made ready to hold it. It isn't the windfall that matters. It's the capacity to sustain it. So, when life feels like it's falling apart, resist the urge to panic. It might just be falling into place. This uncomfortable phase is where you are strengthened. It's where you shed the old version of yourself, the undisciplined habits, toxic connections, and small thinking, and begin to step into the person who can carry the abundance that's waiting for you. Wealth demands growth, and this chaos is your initiation. Trust it, embrace it, and most importantly, keep going. Your breakthrough isn't far off. It's just on the other side of this discomfort. Wealth changes everything, especially the way people perceive you. It transforms you from just another person into someone with resources, influence, and perceived power. And that shift is rarely neutral. It attracts admiration, curiosity, and yes, resentment. The tricky part? Not everyone who enters your life after wealth arrives comes with good intentions, and discerning the difference becomes one of your greatest challenges. Some people will genuinely celebrate your success, cheering for you with hearts full of joy and pride. They see your growth as proof that dreams are possible, and that hard work pays off. These are the people who add light to your journey. But others will approach you with motives wrapped in layers of flattery or guilt. Opportunists who disguise themselves as friends, lovers, or even advisors. Their smiles are wide, their words are sweet, but their intentions are self-serving. What makes this shift even more complicated is that the people closest to you, family, old friends, or trusted confidants, may also begin to act differently. Not because you've changed, but because your success has shone a light on their insecurities or unmet ambitions. Suddenly, they may question your decisions, withdraw from you, or make passive-aggressive comments that sting. Relationships you once thought unshakable might feel fragile under the weight of unspoken tension. It's not always malicious. Sometimes it's fear or confusion, as they try to reconcile who you were with who you're becoming. This is where discernment becomes your most valuable tool. Wealth demands that you protect not only your money but your energy, boundaries, and peace. Redefining access is difficult, especially when it involves people you love. But remember this: losing certain connections is often the price of gaining something greater. It's not about abandoning people, but about making space for relationships that align with the version of yourself you're evolving into. Sudden wealth doesn't just change your financial status. It amplifies your deepest beliefs about money, for better or worse. If you've ever thought that money is evil, or believed you're undeserving of financial abundance, those thoughts won't vanish when wealth arrives. Instead, they'll rise to the surface, louder and more persistent than ever, subtly shaping your actions and decisions. If you feel guilty about having more than others, you may unconsciously sabotage yourself, spending recklessly, giving it all away, or making poor decisions until the money disappears. If you view money as something fleeting, you'll hoard it in fear, never fully enjoying or leveraging it because you're terrified it could vanish at any moment. And if you've grown up believing that wealth corrupts people or turns them into something bad, you may reject it altogether, finding ways to push it away or avoiding opportunities that could lead to more abundance. These beliefs operate like invisible scripts, running silently in the background, dictating your relationship with money without you realizing it. Wealth becomes a mirror that reflects these unhealed wounds, fears, and limiting thoughts back to you. It forces you to confront not just what you have, but who you are and what you believe. The good news: once these beliefs are brought to light, they lose their power over you. Awareness is the first step to transformation. You can begin to reframe your relationship with money, seeing it not as a source of guilt, fear, or corruption, but as a tool for freedom, empowerment, and impact. Money itself isn't good or bad, it's neutral. It simply amplifies what's already within you. The real work isn't earning wealth, it's mastering your mindset so you can use money to create a life of purpose, abundance, and fulfillment. Wealth doesn't just change your circumstances, it fundamentally shifts your identity. Suddenly, you're no longer seen as just you. You become the person with money, someone others view through the lens of expectations, assumptions, and even judgments. The way the world interacts with you changes, and so must the way you navigate it. People will say, "You've changed," often as though it's an accusation. But here's the reality: you must change. Elevation demands transformation. You cannot operate with the same habits, routines, or mindsets that served you before if you wish to thrive at this new level. Growth requires shedding the old patterns, limiting beliefs, and even parts of your former self that no longer align with where you're going. But this evolution isn't easy. Staying true to your values while embracing the transformation wealth brings is one of the greatest challenges you'll face. People who once cheered you on might begin to grow distant. Family and friends who were pillars of support may feel left behind or begin to question whether they still have a place in your life. Envy, judgment, and whispered criticisms become unexpected shadows of your success, and they can sting. The real test lies in deciding who you become. You are allowed to change. It's a natural and necessary part of growth. The key is ensuring that your transformation aligns with your purpose and values, not external pressures or expectations. Wealth doesn't have to alienate you from your authenticity. Instead, it can be an opportunity to deepen it, to become an even greater version of yourself. So, when others say, "You've changed," take it as a sign that you're growing. Let their words remind you that transformation is not only inevitable, but necessary. What matters is that the person you're becoming is someone you're proud of. When sudden wealth arrives, it often brings a rush of adrenaline and a surge of excitement. The initial instinct might be to celebrate, spend freely, or announce your newfound success to the world. While the desire to enjoy and share your blessing is natural, acting too quickly can lead to impulsive decisions that turn your gift into a burden. Wealth has the power to elevate, but only when approached with wisdom and intentionality. This is where the strategic pause becomes your greatest superpower. Before making any major decisions, take a step back. Breathe. Allow yourself the space to process this dramatic shift in your reality. Rushing into action, whether it's buying lavish things, investing in unvetted opportunities, or sharing the news widely, can expose you to unnecessary risks, pressure, and even hidden agendas from others. Instead, use this pause to reflect deeply. Ask yourself, what are my true goals? What priorities matter most in this new chapter of my life? What steps will ensure this wealth doesn't just bring short-term joy, but lasting impact? Announcing your fortune too early can invite unwanted attention and unsolicited advice, often from people who may not have your best interests at heart. Silence in these early stages is your strongest ally. It gives you time to think clearly and avoid external noise while crafting a strategy that aligns with your long-term vision. Surround yourself with trusted professionals, financial advisors, attorneys, and mentors who can help you navigate the complexities of wealth. Their guidance can protect you from pitfalls and help you build a solid foundation for your financial future. Remember, the pause isn't about denying yourself the joy of your success. It's about ensuring every move you make is intentional, aligned, and built for sustainability. In that stillness, clarity emerges, and with clarity comes the power to turn your blessing into a lasting legacy. Wealth introduces a new reality, one that demands skills far beyond what most people possess when they first receive it. Managing a fortune isn't anything like managing a paycheck. While a paycheck might require basic budgeting, sudden wealth requires you to master the complexities of taxes, investments, legal protections, and strategic financial planning. Without the right knowledge, even a large fortune can disappear as quickly as it arrived. Sudden wealth exposes the gaps in your financial understanding. Ask yourself, do I know how to identify a solid investment versus a scam? Can I confidently negotiate with professionals to protect your interests? Am I emotionally prepared to navigate the relational complexities wealth brings, such as envy, entitlement, or opportunism? The harsh reality is that many people are caught off guard by how quickly wealth can complicate their lives. From confusing tax codes to fraudulent schemes, the stakes are higher, and the consequences of mistakes are far more significant. The good news? These gaps aren't permanent. Sudden wealth doesn't just test you. It also offers an opportunity to learn and grow into the kind of person who can protect and multiply abundance. Commit to education. Take courses on financial literacy. Read books about wealth management, and surround yourself with experts you trust. Financial advisors, tax specialists, and attorneys who can guide you through unfamiliar territory. Learn to ask the right questions, seek clarity in every transaction, and advocate for yourself. Wealth will not protect itself. To sustain it, you must rise to meet its demands. Approach this chapter with humility and a willingness to grow, and you'll gain not only the skills to protect your fortune, but also the wisdom to use it to its fullest potential. Success acts like a spotlight, illuminating your achievements for the world to see. But that light doesn't just highlight your growth. It also casts shadows on the insecurities, doubts, and unmet ambitions of others. While some people will cheer you on with genuine excitement, celebrating your rise as a testament to what's possible, others will respond with resentment, envy, or veiled criticism. You might hear whispers of, "It must be nice," or comments that subtly imply you didn't deserve your success, that it came too easily, or that you've somehow forgotten where you came from. Here's the truth. These reactions aren't about you. They're about them. Your success becomes a mirror, reflecting back the unfulfilled dreams, stagnant ambitions, or unrealized potential of those around you. It forces people to confront their own choices, and not everyone is ready for that level of self-awareness. What makes this particularly painful is that the negativity often comes from the people you trusted the most: family, friends, or colleagues you once relied on for support. Their discomfort or distance can feel personal, but it's a reflection of their internal struggles, not your actions. Remember this: you didn't change for the worse. You grew. Growth is necessary, and with it comes change. But change isn't always easy for others to accept, especially when your transformation reminds them of the areas in their own lives they've ignored or avoided. Do not dim your light to make others comfortable. Your success is something you've earned through effort, resilience, and perseverance. The right people, the ones who truly care about you, will celebrate your growth and cheer for your continued rise. As for the rest, they will either learn to adapt or fade away. Stay true to yourself and never apologize for the progress you've made. You've earned it. Wealth is so much more than just numbers on a bank statement. True wealth is about energy, the ability to use resources to shape your life in ways that align with your deepest values and aspirations. It's about creating freedom, the freedom to buy back your time, focus on what truly matters, and design a life that reflects who you are and what you stand for. When you understand wealth this way, it stops being about accumulation and starts being about purpose. At its core, wealth gives you leverage, the power to choose. You can invest in meaningful relationships, pursue your passions, and support causes close to your heart. It allows you to build a legacy that goes beyond material possessions, one rooted in impact and transformation. But here's the catch. If you only chase money for the sake of having more, you risk falling into a relentless cycle of dissatisfaction. The chase for more becomes a treadmill, leaving you exhausted but unfulfilled. Instead, wealth becomes truly meaningful when you treat it as a tool to create impact not only for yourself but for your loved ones and the world around you. It's about making choices that uplift, empower, and inspire. Whether it's building opportunities for others, spending more time with family, or pursuing dreams you once thought were out of reach, wealth is the energy that makes those possibilities real. If this message resonates with you, we'd love to hear your thoughts. What does true wealth mean to you? Share your perspective in the comments below. We value your insights and experiences. And if you found this video inspiring, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and join our growing community. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Greetings, chosen ones. You have been guided here, not by chance, but by divine purpose. In a time when the scriptures are being fulfilled before our very eyes, the Spirit leads those with discernment to understand the mysteries of the Holy Book. Today, we will explore the 13 most feared signs of the apocalypse as described in the Book of Revelation. This message is not about fear, but preparation, spiritual clarity to perceive the events heralding the final days of this earthly cycle. The prophecies in Revelation are not mere allegories. They are solemn warnings, designed to awaken us to the truth of God's plan. They speak of wars, natural disasters, and global upheaval. But for those who are faithful, they also herald divine victory and eternal restoration. While the world may see chaos, the chosen will see through the veil, understanding that these trials are necessary to purify the faithful and usher in celestial order. Before we delve into these revelations, it is vital that you align your spirit with God's truth. Strengthen this community by sharing this message, connecting with others, and activating the light within. Take a deep breath and prepare yourself for what is to come. Together, we will interpret the signs and uncover what God has revealed for this decisive time. Number 1. The Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. Among the most vivid and foreboding signs of the end times are the four horsemen of the apocalypse, each a harbinger of divine judgment. Their arrival, described in Revelation 6:1-8, marks a sequence of calamities unleashed upon the earth, testing humanity's faith and resilience. These horsemen are not mere symbols of chaos. They carry profound spiritual warnings, revealing the imbalance in the world and the need for humanity to return to God. The white horseman is often interpreted as conquest, but is also seen as a representation of spiritual deception. Riding forth with a crown and a bow, he brings a semblance of peace and unity that is ultimately false. This horseman conquers not through force but through persuasion, capturing hearts and minds with alluring ideologies and leaders who promise harmony, yet lead people astray from God's truth. For the chosen, this deception manifests in the rise of movements or authorities that appear righteous yet undermine faith, encouraging humanity to trust in worldly solutions over divine wisdom. The red horseman, with his fiery presence, symbolizes war and unrelenting violence. Armed with a sword, he removes peace from the earth, inciting division and conflict. This sign is evident in continuous and escalating global turmoil, wars that seem never-ending, fueled by deep spiritual and moral fractures rather than merely political or economic disputes. For the chosen, the arrival of this horseman is recognized not only in visible battles, but also in the growing hostility and unrest within human hearts, as love and unity give way to hatred and discord. The black horseman rides with scales in hand, embodying famine and economic disparity. His presence signals scarcity, as resources are measured and restricted, and essential goods become luxuries for many. The chosen will discern his arrival in the increasing gap between the rich and the poor, the global food crises, and the economic systems that fail to protect the vulnerable. This horseman's shadow extends beyond physical hunger, symbolizing the spiritual poverty of a world where greed and selfishness have replaced justice and compassion. The pale horseman, whose very name evokes dread, represents death and pestilence. With the power to devastate through disease and disaster, his arrival is marked by pandemics, unexplained illnesses, and natural catastrophes that claim countless lives. His reach extends across nations, reminding humanity of its frailty and the fleeting nature of worldly power. For the chosen, the presence of this horseman is a call to reflection, a stark reminder of the consequences of living apart from God's protective grace. These horsemen are not simply agents of destruction, they are heralds of divine truth, awakening the world to its spiritual crisis. For the chosen, these trials are not causes for despair, but calls to vigilance and hope, affirming the nearness of God's restoration. Through faith and discernment, they recognize these signs as part of a divine plan, reminding them to remain steadfast and prepared for the coming of God's kingdom. The four horsemen serve as powerful reminders that these events are not mere coincidences, but profound spiritual warnings, reflecting a deep imbalance in the world. For the chosen, these trials are not only tests of faith, but also signs of hope, pointing to God's divine plan and the nearness of His ultimate restoration. Number 2. A third of the earth destroyed. When the trumpets sound, as described in Revelation 8, they herald a series of catastrophic events that impact creation, serving as unmistakable signs of divine judgment upon humanity. These events are far more than natural disasters. They carry profound spiritual significance, urging repentance and a return to God's ways. The first trumpet brings fire mixed with blood, consuming a third of the earth's vegetation. This devastation, reflected in events like raging wildfires and severe climate upheaval, serves as a stark warning about humanity's corruption and its failure to honor God's command to steward His creation. Such destruction reveals the consequences of spiritual and environmental neglect. The second trumpet turns the sea into blood, causing the death of marine life. Ecological crises, such as mass fish deaths, oil spills, and the collapse of aquatic ecosystems echo this judgment. These events expose humanity's disregard for the balance and sanctity of God's provision through the seas. The third trumpet poisons freshwater sources with a star called wormwood. Water scarcity, contamination, and escalating conflicts over access to clean water mirror this judgment. These issues highlight both physical consequences and spiritual bitterness stemming from humanity's rebellion against divine truth. The fourth trumpet darkens a third of the sun, moon, and stars, reducing the light that sustains life. This unsettling phenomenon may be reflected in unusual celestial events or increasing spiritual darkness, symbolizing the fragile state of a world under divine judgment. Each trumpet blast is a wake-up call, not just a display of destruction, but a reminder of humanity's dependence on God. These signs urge reflection, repentance, and preparation, as the time to align with God's will grows increasingly urgent. Those who heed these warnings find both a call to action and a promise of ultimate restoration. Number 3. The Beast, Rising from the Sea. The beast rising from the sea, as described in Revelation 13:1-10, is one of the most ominous symbols in Scripture. With 10 horns and 7 heads, it embodies a powerful global system that stands in direct opposition to God's will. Empowered by the dragon, identified as Satan, this entity demands worship and unwavering loyalty, presenting itself as an ultimate authority over humanity. Its influence extends across political, economic, and spiritual spheres, seeking to dominate every aspect of life. This system manifests through leaders or structures that appear to offer unity and progress, but operate with values that undermine divine truth. Such ideologies may be clothed in promises of peace and prosperity, yet their underlying motives reject God's sovereignty. Those attuned to spiritual discernment will recognize this rising power not only in its overt actions, but in the subtle ways it seeks to replace God with itself as the object of devotion. One of the most defining characteristics of the beast is its ability to silence those who oppose it. Dissenting voices, especially those proclaiming God's truth, will face severe persecution. Believers who refuse to conform to its demands will be ostracized, marginalized, and subjected to oppression. This system wields economic control as a weapon, making survival increasingly difficult for those who remain steadfast in their faith. Its grip on financial systems and societal structures will force individuals to choose between allegiance to the beast and loyalty to God. Mass deception is another hallmark of this entity. The beast will be glorified by many, with its accomplishments and authority celebrated worldwide. Through persuasive rhetoric and impressive feats, it will captivate the hearts and minds of the majority, leading them into idolatry. This glorification, whether of a leader, government, or ideology, will be marked by a rejection of biblical principles and a deliberate effort to replace God's truth with lies. Resisting the beast requires unwavering courage and spiritual clarity. Those who refuse to bow to its authority will need immense fortitude to stand firm in the face of persecution and deprivation. This resistance is not only a physical stance but a spiritual one, an unshakable commitment to God's truth, even when it comes at great personal cost. Such resilience can only come from deep faith, prayer, and reliance on God's strength. Number 4. The Mark of the Beast. The mark of the beast, described in Revelation 13:16-18, is one of the most chilling elements of the end times prophecy. It is a seal of allegiance to a corrupt and oppressive system, representing submission to the authority of the beast. Without this mark, individuals will be excluded from participating in the basic necessities of life, such as buying and selling, granting the beast near total economic and social control. This mark is not merely a physical symbol, but also a representation of spiritual alignment. It signifies a choice to reject God's sovereignty in favor of allegiance to the beast. Its implementation will likely involve technologies or systems that demand conformity to ideologies and practices that are directly opposed to God's principles. These systems will present themselves as essential for survival or convenience, compelling individuals to compromise their faith under the guise of progress or necessity. However, the true danger of the mark lies in its spiritual implications. Accepting it is more than an economic or social decision. It is a declaration of loyalty to a system rooted in rebellion against God. It represents a spiritual submission that has eternal consequences, aligning those who accept it with the forces of evil. Rejecting the mark will require immense courage and unshakable faith. Those who refuse to take it will face persecution, exclusion, and even death. Yet, this choice is not made in despair, but in trust. Trust in God's provision and protection. Scripture assures believers that God will sustain His faithful ones, even in the face of great adversity. Number 5. The Bowls of Wrath. The 7 bowls of divine wrath described in Revelation 16 are a series of ultimate judgments poured out upon a rebellious world. These catastrophic events are not random disasters. They are direct manifestations of God's justice, bringing retribution to those who have rejected Him and aligning the earth for its final restoration. The first bowl unleashes painful sores upon those who have worshipped the beast and accepted its mark. These sores are more than physical afflictions. They symbolize the deep spiritual corruption and consequences of disobedience. Those who align themselves with the beast now experience the tangible effects of their choices, both physically and spiritually. The second and third bowls turn the seas and fresh water into blood. This judgment devastates the earth's life-sustaining resources, representing the destruction of God's provision. The loss of water, the essence of life, underscores the severity of rebellion against the Creator. These plagues remind humanity of its dependence on God, who is the true source of sustenance. The fourth bowl intensifies the sun's heat, scorching those who refuse to repent, while the fifth bowl brings darkness over the beast's kingdom. This darkness exposes the evil system's true nature, revealing its lies and powerlessness against God's authority. Those who trusted in the beast are left in despair, their spiritual blindness now mirrored by physical darkness. The sixth and seventh bowls unleash great earthquakes and natural disasters, shaking the very foundations of creation. These events are not mere environmental phenomena. They symbolize the crumbling of all human-made systems that stand in defiance of God. The earth is being prepared for the return of Christ and the establishment of His kingdom. For those who remain faithful, these judgments are not tragedies but reaffirmations of God's righteousness and a reminder of His imminent victory over all evil. Number 6. The Fall of Babylon. The Great Babylon the Great, as described in Revelation 17-18, symbolizes a vast and corrupt global system characterized by wealth, immorality, and rebellion against God. This entity is more than a physical city. It represents the spiritual and moral decay of a world that has turned its back on the Creator. Babylon thrives on materialism, greed, and exploitation, accumulating power and wealth at the expense of justice and righteousness. Its influence corrupts governments, economies, and cultures, leading humanity further into spiritual darkness. The fall of Babylon is one of the most dramatic and pivotal events of the last days. This system, once seen as invincible, will collapse suddenly and completely, leaving those who benefited from its corruption in mourning. Merchants, leaders, and the wealthy, those who profited from Babylon's greed, will lament its destruction, not because of its immorality, but because their source of power and luxury has been taken away. This lamentation exposes the emptiness of a system that idolized wealth and ignored God's commands. The fall of Babylon will be swift and accompanied by celestial signs, such as earthquakes and other catastrophic events, further testifying to the divine nature of its judgment. This destruction is not only physical, but symbolic of God dismantling the very foundations of rebellion and human pride. For those attuned to God's truth, the fall of Babylon represents a decisive moment in history, the end of humanity's corrupt systems and the dawn of God's eternal kingdom. This event reaffirms God's justice and His ultimate sovereignty, offering hope to the faithful that a new era of righteousness, peace, and divine order is on the horizon. It is both a warning and a promise that God's plan will prevail. Number 7. The Battle of Armageddon. Armageddon, as described in Revelation 16:16 and 19:11-21, is the final and ultimate confrontation between the forces of good and evil, a battle that will culminate in the victorious return of Christ. It is not merely a physical war, but a spiritual culmination of the age-old conflict between God's sovereignty and humanity's rebellion. In this climactic moment, global alliances will form under the leadership of the Antichrist, uniting in open defiance against God's rule. These alliances will seek to destroy the faithful, suppress truth, and challenge the authority of the Creator. For those who remain steadfast, this gathering of nations is not just a geopolitical event but a clear spiritual sign of humanity's final rebellion against divine sovereignty. At the height of this conflict, the heavens will open, revealing Christ in all his glory. Riding a white horse and leading the armies of heaven, he will descend with power and authority, bringing judgment upon the wicked and salvation to the faithful. His appearance will be unmistakable, shining as the ultimate fulfillment of God's promise of justice and restoration. The Antichrist, the false prophet, and their armies will be defeated, cast into the lake of fire, marking the complete triumph of good over evil. This battle signifies much more than the end of rebellion. It heralds the beginning of God's eternal reign. With evil vanquished, the stage is set for the establishment of a new heaven and a new earth, where righteousness, peace, and divine order will prevail forever. For believers, Armageddon is not a moment of fear, but of profound hope, a promise that God's victory is assured and his kingdom is at hand. Number 8. The Millennial Reign and Final Rebellion. The 1,000-year reign of Christ, also known as the Millennium, described in Revelation 21-10, is a period of unparalleled peace, restoration, and divine justice. During this time, Christ himself will rule over the earth, bringing harmony to creation and establishing a kingdom founded on righteousness and truth. This era will fulfill prophetic visions of universal justice, where nations will live in peace, and all creation will flourish under the perfect leadership of the Savior. Under Christ's reign, the world will experience a restoration of God's original design. Suffering, oppression, and evil will cease, as Satan is bound and unable to influence humanity. The chosen will recognize this period through its complete departure from the chaos and injustice of the previous age. Truth will reign supreme, and all people will have the opportunity to witness the unmatched glory and love of the Creator. However, this period of peace will come to a dramatic conclusion when Satan is released for one final rebellion. After being bound for 1,000 years, he will once again deceive the nations, gathering a vast army to challenge God's authority. Despite the magnitude of this rebellion, it will be swiftly and decisively crushed. Fire from heaven will consume Satan's forces, and he will be cast into the lake of fire, never to return. This final victory marks the complete and ultimate triumph of God over evil. It signals the end of all opposition to his sovereignty and ushers in the eternal state of his kingdom. Number 9. The Two Witnesses. In Revelation 11:3-12, God sends two witnesses as his messengers during a time of great opposition and spiritual darkness. These witnesses will prophesy for 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth, symbolizing their message of repentance and mourning for humanity's rebellion. Their mission is to call people back to God, confronting the world with the truth of his justice and mercy. The two witnesses will be empowered by God to perform extraordinary miracles that demonstrate his sovereignty. They will have the authority to shut the heavens so that no rain falls, to turn water into blood, and to strike the earth with plagues as often as they desire. These miraculous acts will not only confirm their divine commission, but will also serve as a warning to those who persist in defying God's will. During their ministry, the witnesses will face fierce opposition, particularly from the beast, who represents the forces of evil. Their message will provoke anger and rejection from a world increasingly hostile to divine truth. Eventually, the beast will succeed in killing them, and their bodies will lie unburied in the streets of a city symbolically called Sodom in Egypt, representing humanity's sin and rebellion. This apparent victory will lead many to celebrate, believing they have silenced God's messengers. However, after 3.5 days, God will resurrect the witnesses in full view of their enemies. Their ascension to heaven will serve as an undeniable testimony to God's power and authority, proving that evil's triumph is temporary. This event will bring fear to many and will reaffirm to the faithful that God's ultimate victory is near. The two witnesses embody God's mercy and justice, showing that even in the darkest times, He provides opportunities for repentance while demonstrating His unstoppable sovereignty. From the rise of false prophets to the final judgment, the signs described in Revelation serve as pivotal milestones in the unfolding of God's divine plan. These events, though daunting and often overwhelming, are not meant to incite fear in the faithful, but to strengthen their resolve and encourage steadfastness in their walk with God. Each sign is a marker, a signal that God's promises are being fulfilled and that the ultimate restoration of His creation is drawing near. The rise of false prophets will be one of the most challenging tests of faith. These deceivers, empowered by the forces of evil, will perform signs and wonders to mislead even the elect if possible. They will distort truth and lead many astray with enticing messages that appeal to human pride and desires. For those rooted in God's word, however, these false teachers will be discernible, and their deceit will only deepen the faithful's commitment to stand firm in the truth. As the final judgment approaches, global chaos will intensify. Nations will rise against nations, natural disasters will grow in frequency and severity, and spiritual warfare will become increasingly evident. Despite this, the faithful are called to look beyond the turmoil and see these events as necessary steps toward the establishment of God's eternal kingdom. They are reminders that while evil may seem to prevail temporarily, its time is limited, and its defeat is certain. For believers, these signs are not causes for despair but opportunities to draw closer to God. Through prayer, scripture, and fellowship with other believers, they are reminded to trust in His promises. By remaining steadfast, they bear witness to the hope and assurance found in Christ, knowing that God's justice, mercy, and ultimate victory will prevail. The signs described in Revelation are far more than catastrophic events. They are divine warnings, urging humanity to prepare for the fulfillment of God's eternal promises. Each sign calls us to reflect, repent, and realign our lives with His will. For those who seek Him, these signs are not causes for fear, but opportunities to grow in vigilance, faith, and hope, trusting in the sovereign plan of our Creator. Now is the time to strengthen your faith. Immerse yourself in prayer, study God's Word, and live each day in alignment with His truth. While the world may grow darker, the faithful have the assurance that Christ's victory is near. The message of Revelation is not one of despair but of triumph. God's kingdom will prevail, His justice will reign, and His promises will never fail. Do you see these signs around you? Which of them do you believe is already unfolding? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's encourage one another to stay strong in our faith. If you found this message inspiring, subscribe to our channel for more insights into God's Word, and see you in the next video. In less than 24 hours, your life could take a breathtaking turn, a moment so profound it leaves you speechless. The very fact that you're here, reading these words right now, is no coincidence. You were guided to this exact moment by forces you might not fully understand yet, but trust, they've been patiently waiting for you to arrive. Don't question why, just feel it. Something deep within you knows this is the turning point you've been waiting for. Before moving forward, take one simple step. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and type 77 in the comments below. This act isn't just symbolic, It's a signal to the universe that you're ready for the shift. Because as you delve deeper into this journey, layer by layer, chapter by chapter, the one truth that will align everything in your life will finally reveal itself. If you feel a strange mix of excitement and trepidation, that's good. It means you're standing at the edge of something extraordinary. Keep going. This is your time. Let's begin. Tonight, as the world around you grows quiet, something extraordinary begins to stir. Beyond the surface of what you see and hear, an intricate tapestry of energy is being woven, just out of reach. It doesn't matter where you are, whether in a bustling city apartment or a serene home nestled by the forest, this unseen force is calling out to you. This moment is not random. You've been chosen, not by chance, but by a higher intelligence that sees in you something you've yet to recognize in yourself. Tomorrow, as the first light of dawn touches the earth, a shift will take place. You'll feel it, not just in your mind, but in the depths of your soul. But first, you must awaken to a truth that has always been there. You are more than the world has told you. Think back to the times you've doubted yourself. Remember the quiet whispers that told you, you're not enough. You're not special. You don't have what it takes. Those voices were lies, illusions created by a world that thrives on limitation. Society has conditioned you to play small, to believe in boundaries that don't actually exist. You've lived within the narrow confines of what you thought was possible, unaware of the vastness that lies just beyond. Now, close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Imagine a golden ember glowing faintly at the center of your chest. With each breath, feel it grow brighter, warmer, more alive. This light represents your inner essence, your untapped power. Tomorrow, this ember will ignite into a radiant flame, and the life you've always dreamed of will begin to unfold. As you drift to sleep tonight, hold on to this feeling. You're not just awakening to a new day. You're awakening to a new existence. Imagine the universe as a grand, infinite loom, weaving together the threads of every life, every choice, and every dream. This vast, living tapestry hums with an ancient rhythm, connecting galaxies and hearts alike. And at the center of this masterpiece is your thread, unique, vibrant, and essential. Tomorrow, a rare convergence will take place. Your thread will glow with a brilliance you've never seen before, as though the hand of the divine is pointing directly at you. But to fully embrace this moment, you need to understand something profound. Your past was never random. Every heartbreak, every setback, every triumph has prepared you for what's coming. The pain taught you resilience. The failures taught you perseverance. The love taught you hope. Now, as the energy around you shifts, all of these lessons are ready to merge into a new understanding of who you are. Picture yourself standing before the cosmic tapestry. Find your thread. See its color, its vibration, its unique place within the greater design. Affirm to yourself, I am part of something greater. My life has meaning. I choose to embrace my purpose. The universe doesn't work in isolation. Your awakening isn't just about you. It's about the ripple effect your transformation will have on the world. As you step into your purpose, you inspire others to do the same. Tomorrow, when the light shines on your thread, it will illuminate not just your path, but countless others connected to you. It's a humbling thought, isn't it? The idea that something divine might be working through you. We grow up believing that the extraordinary is reserved for saints, prophets, or mythical heroes. But here's the truth. You are just as extraordinary. The voice of the divine has always been within you, waiting for you to listen. It speaks in the quiet moments, when your mind is still and your heart is open. Tomorrow, this voice will become unmistakable, a clear guiding force that will show you exactly what you need to do. If you're skeptical, that's okay. Healthy doubt is natural, but understand this: the universe is more vast and complex than logic alone can grasp. By opening yourself to the possibility of divine guidance, you allow miracles to unfold in your life. Take a moment now. Close your eyes and ask yourself, what do I need to know right now? Don't force an answer. Just listen. Maybe a word will float into your mind. Maybe a memory will surface or a feeling will stir in your chest. This is how the divine speaks. Softly, subtly, but unmistakably. Tomorrow, as you move through your day, pay attention. The guidance will come in many forms. A chance encounter, a meaningful coincidence, or a sudden burst of clarity. Trust these moments. They are the universe's way of saying, you're on the right path. Here we are, at the heart of it all. This is the moment you've been waiting for. Everything we've explored, the shift, the tapestry, the guidance, culminates in one simple yet profound truth. To receive the life you desire, you must first release what no longer serves you. Think of your life as a room. Over the years, you've filled it with furniture, beliefs, habits, fears, and grudges. Some of it has been useful, but much of it has become clutter, blocking the light and weighing you down. If you want to invite new energy, new opportunities, and new love into your life, you have to clear the space. What do you need to release? Is it a belief that you're not good enough? A fear of failure? A resentment that's been festering for years? Whatever it is, picture it now. Imagine placing it in a small box. Seal the box, and then hand it over to the universe. Feel the weight lift from your shoulders. Releasing isn't just an act of letting go. It's an act of faith. It's trusting that what's waiting for you is far greater than anything you've left behind. Tomorrow, as the universe's energy converges, this act of release will create a vacuum, and the universe will rush to fill it with light, abundance, and love. With the space you've cleared, you now have the fertile ground needed to plant new seeds. Seeds of abundance, gratitude, and limitless possibility. This is where transformation begins to truly take shape. Your beliefs are the blueprint of your reality. They influence how you see the world and how the world responds to you. If you cling to beliefs of scarcity and limitation, you'll find evidence of lack everywhere you look. But if you choose to embrace the idea of abundance, your eyes will open to opportunities and blessings in every corner of life. Start by challenging the beliefs you've carried with you. Ask yourself, are these truly mine? Were they born from my own experiences, or have I inherited them from others, family, society, or past circumstances? Often, we hold on to limiting ideas simply because we've never questioned them. Now is the time to let those outdated notions go and replace them with beliefs that empower and uplift you. Take this moment to consciously rewrite your story. Write down new beliefs that align with the life you want to create. Say them out loud, and feel the power of those words as they settle into your mind. For example, replace "I'm not good enough" with "I am worthy of every good thing life has to offer." Replace "opportunities never come my way" with "I attract opportunities effortlessly." As you speak these affirmations, visualize them taking root, growing stronger with each repetition. Gratitude will be your greatest ally in this process. Gratitude isn't just an emotion. It's a transformative practice that shifts your focus from what's missing to what's present, from lack to abundance. It opens your heart, raises your vibration, and signals to the universe that you're ready to receive more of life's blessings. Before you sleep tonight, take a few moments to reflect on your day. Write down 3 things you're grateful for, no matter how big or small. Maybe it's the smile of a loved one, the warmth of your bed, or the simple pleasure of a good meal. Let yourself feel the fullness of that gratitude. Savor it. This simple practice not only brings you peace in the moment, but also reprograms your mind to notice and appreciate the good in your life. Over time, this focus on gratitude will attune you to life's inherent abundance. You'll start to see opportunities you once overlooked, connections you once dismissed, and paths you once thought impossible. The world will begin to reflect back the positivity and openness you're cultivating within yourself. Planting these seeds of belief and gratitude is not a one-time effort, it's a daily practice. Each time you affirm your worth, focus on abundance, or express gratitude, you strengthen the foundation of your transformation. With patience and consistency, these seeds will grow into a life filled with more joy, fulfillment, and endless possibilities than you ever thought possible. Trust in this process. You're creating a reality that reflects your highest potential. Transformation isn't a single dramatic event. It's a journey of continuous, intentional practice. It doesn't happen in one grand moment of change, but unfolds in the small, consistent actions you take every day. Like planting a seed and tending it with care, your growth requires patience, nurturing, and time. To begin, focus on manageable steps that ground your intentions in the rhythm of daily life. Start small. Begin each morning with just 5 minutes of stillness. Sit quietly, breathe deeply, and center yourself in the present moment. Let the silence be a space where your mind settles, your body relaxes, and your spirit reconnects with its purpose. In this stillness, visualize the person you're becoming. Picture yourself confident, joyful, and aligned with your highest aspirations. This simple act of mindfulness sets a powerful tone for the day, creating a foundation of calm and clarity from which you can build. Next, write down your intentions. Take a few moments to articulate what you hope to create, experience, or embody. These intentions don't have to be grand or elaborate. They can be as simple as committing to kindness, focus, or self-compassion. By putting your desires into words, you give them structure, anchoring them in reality, and signaling to the universe that you're ready to bring them to life. Speak affirmations aloud. Choose phrases that resonate with your deepest truth and highest potential, such as, "I am worthy of growth and abundance," or "I welcome opportunities that align with my purpose." As you say these affirmations, let their meaning sink into your consciousness. This practice is more than positive thinking. It's an act of rewiring your mind, replacing old, limiting beliefs with empowering ones. Be patient with yourself. True transformation takes time. There will be days when old patterns resurface or progress feels slow, and that's okay. Remember that every step forward, no matter how small, reinforces the new you. Each time you meditate, set an intention, or repeat an affirmation, you are nurturing the seeds of change. Over time, these habits will weave themselves into the fabric of your life, becoming second nature. As these practices take root, you'll notice subtle shifts. Your perspective will expand, your actions will align more closely with your goals, and your energy will draw opportunities and connections that support your growth. Transformation is not about perfection. It's about persistence. It's about showing up for yourself, day after day, even when it feels challenging. Embrace this journey with grace and curiosity. Let each day be an opportunity to deepen your connection with yourself and the universe. As these habits strengthen, they will anchor your transformation, guiding you toward even greater heights and revealing the limitless potential that has always been within you. Trust the process and let your daily actions carry you steadily toward the life you are destined to create. As the first light of tomorrow dawns, pause and let its gentle warmth wash over you. Close your eyes for a moment and take a deep breath. Feel the air fill your lungs, carrying with it the promise of renewal, of transformation. This is not just another sunrise. It's a turning point, a moment where everything that you've released, affirmed, and intended comes together in harmony. The universe has heard your call, and now it's answering in ways you might not yet comprehend, but will soon feel in the depths of your being. Welcome this day with gratitude. Let your heart swell with appreciation for all that has brought you to this place, the struggles that shaped your strength, the lessons that deepened your wisdom, and the dreams that refused to fade even when the path seemed unclear. Gratitude is your bridge to abundance, a magnetic force that draws blessings toward you. Start small. Thank the sunlight for its warmth, the air for its life-giving energy, the stillness of the moment for its clarity. In doing so, you align yourself with the flow of the universe, a current that carries you toward your highest purpose. Today, Pay close attention to the signs. They may come softly, a kind word from a stranger, a number that appears repeatedly, or a song that resonates with a feeling you can't quite name. These are not random. They are whispers from the divine, confirmations that you are walking the right path. Trust them, even if they feel subtle at first, for they will grow clearer and louder as you learn to listen with your heart. Step into the day with an open spirit. Let go of the urge to control or predict every outcome. Instead, move with curiosity and trust, knowing that the groundwork you've laid will guide you. This is the beauty of alignment. When you act from a place of faith and inner clarity, life itself begins to conspire in your favor. Opportunities will appear, solutions will emerge, and a sense of flow will envelop you. What once felt like obstacles may now seem like stepping stones, leading you ever closer to the life you've envisioned. You are not the same person you were yesterday. You've shed the weight of old fears and limitations. You've planted the seeds of intention, nurtured them with faith, and now they are beginning to bloom. Feel the subtle power coursing through you, the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you are ready to embrace whatever the day brings. This is just the beginning of your journey. Tomorrow's light is not just a symbol of renewal. It's a beacon guiding you forward. With every step you take, remember that you are co-creating your destiny. Trust the process, savor the unfolding, and know that the adventure ahead holds more wonder, growth, and joy than you can imagine. This is your moment. Rise to meet it. Have you ever wondered why your financial challenges feel relentless, as if you're destined to face these struggles? What if I told you these hardships are not just obstacles, but proof that you're a chosen one? Yes, chosen, selected to rise above the illusions that keep most people stuck in the rat race. Financial failure, as the world sees it, is a facade masking your divine preparation for a higher purpose. Let's uncover why chosen ones often face the hardest battles and how these very struggles are the foundation of your extraordinary destiny. Before you dive in, know this. This is not just another video. It's not just information. This is a revelation. Everything you've been searching for, answers to your struggles, your purpose, and your true potential, is here. Watch, absorb, and prepare to see your challenges and life from a radically new perspective. This is the moment where everything changes. Your awakening starts now. Did you know your spiritual gifts might be the reason behind your financial struggles? It might sound counterintuitive, even absurd, but there's a hidden connection that most people never realize. Let me ask you this. Have you ever felt like you're destined for something far greater but constantly find yourself held back by financial challenges? That's no coincidence. The truth is that money is energy, and as a chosen one, you are extraordinarily sensitive to energy. This means you interact with money in ways entirely different from others. While most people chase wealth by conventional means, you're tuned into something far deeper, something infinitely more powerful. However, this heightened sensitivity can make navigating the material world, where money rules, challenging. Imagine having a superpower that allows you to see beyond the physical world. Amazing, right? But this also means you're playing a different game, one with rules that don't align with the world's obsession with material success. Your financial struggles are not a punishment, they're preparation. You're being refined, strengthened, and aligned with a destiny far greater than you can currently imagine. Picture this. You're in spiritual boot camp. While others are living comfortably, you're enduring trials that push you to the brink. Every bill you can't pay, every opportunity you lose, it's all training. It's forging within you unshakable faith, resilience, and the ability to trust in something greater than yourself. Think of legendary figures like Moses wandering the desert for 40 years, or Jesus, who had no place to lay his head. These weren't signs of failure, they were signs of divine preparation. Your financial challenges are doing the same for you, stripping away distractions to reveal your core strengths. Society measures success by material possessions, a big house, luxury cars, and a fat bank account. But what if your true wealth lies in your spiritual gifts? Empathy, intuition, and an unparalleled ability to see the interconnectedness of all things. These are not weaknesses, they are your superpowers. Take a moment to consider. Have you ever walked into a room and instantly sensed its energy? That's your spiritual sensitivity at work. Now, imagine applying that same gift to your financial reality. Your struggles are not failures, but signs that you're operating on a different frequency, one that can unlock abundance far beyond mere dollars. History is full of spiritually rich individuals who changed the world without focusing on material wealth. Jesus, Buddha, and Socrates are just a few examples. Their wealth was not in gold or property, but in wisdom, insight, and the profound impact they had on humanity. Financial struggles often feel like an unshakable curse, don't they? Passed down through generations, they can loom over families like an invisible chain, binding dreams and dimming hope. The weight of these challenges can seem overwhelming, making it easy to believe that your struggle is just another chapter in a never-ending story. But here's the truth. You're not just enduring hardship, you're breaking generational chains. Science offers a fascinating lens into this reality. Research in epigenetics reveals that trauma, including financial hardship, doesn't just affect our mindset, it can actually alter our DNA. These changes can ripple through generations, subtly shaping the lives of our children and grandchildren. But here's the incredible news. Just as negative patterns can be passed down, so can positive ones. Every small step toward healing and transformation sends waves of hope through your family line. This is where your spiritual gifts come into play. These gifts, unique talents, insights, and divine guidance, are your tools for change. They hold the power to rewrite the financial story that's been holding your family captive. When you choose faith over fear, discipline over despair, and action over complacency, you're not just working toward your own financial freedom, you're laying a foundation of abundance for generations yet to come. Every sacrifice you make, every prayer you utter, and every lesson you learn is planting seeds of hope. Your journey is about more than overcoming today's struggles. It's about shifting the trajectory of your family's legacy. Remember, God equips us not only to endure, but to transform. Through His strength, you are the chain breaker, the legacy builder, the architect of a brighter future. Today, as you take each step, know that you are reprogramming your family's financial DNA and paving the way for generational blessings. Your sensitivity, the very quality that might make you feel out of place in the cutthroat, competitive world of business, is in reality your most powerful asset. While others chase success through sheer force or rigid logic, your ability to deeply feel, intuit, and connect sets you apart. This gift allows you to see patterns that others miss, sense opportunities hidden in plain sight, and foster relationships built on trust and genuine connection. In a world often driven by surface-level transactions, your sensitivity brings depth, authenticity, and transformation. Consider this. Some of the greatest innovators and business leaders of our time embrace their inner sensitivity and spiritual awareness as a cornerstone of their success. Take Steve Jobs, for example. The visionary behind Apple often spoke of how his spiritual practices, including meditation and mindfulness, were integral to his creative process. These practices allowed him to see beyond the obvious, to envision products that revolutionized the tech industry, and to lead with an uncanny sense of timing and intuition. Similarly, Henry Ford, the pioneer of modern industry, attributed much of his wealth and achievements to aligning with universal principles. Ford's understanding of flow, perseverance, and a greater purpose enabled him to transform not only his life but also the lives of countless others through his innovations. These weren't just business tactics, they were spiritual principles in action, guiding their decisions and shaping their legacies. Your sensitivity is the key to unlocking this kind of transformative power in your own life. When you honor your intuition and align with your spiritual gifts, you tap into a deeper well of creativity, insight, and resilience. You bring something priceless to the table, the ability to create not just profit but purpose. Trust that your sensitivity isn't a weakness. It's the foundation of your strength, your vision, and your success. In every great story, the hero faces trials that test their strength, faith, and resolve. These challenges are never easy, but they are essential. Think of Frodo in The Lord of the Rings, shouldering the impossible burden of destroying the One Ring, or Harry Potter, standing against unimaginable darkness. Their journeys were marked by fear, pain, and moments of doubt, yet these struggles shaped them into heroes. The same is true for biblical figures like Joseph, who endured betrayal, slavery, and imprisonment before rising to become a ruler in Egypt. These struggles weren't mere setbacks, they were stepping stones to their destiny. Your financial challenges are no different. While they may feel overwhelming and endless, they are the fire refining your soul, preparing you for something greater than you can imagine. Each hardship you face is not a sign of failure, but a lesson in strength, resilience, and faith. It's in these moments of struggle that your character is forged, your purpose clarified, and your faith deepened. God often allows trials not to break us, but to build us. Just as gold must endure fire to be purified, your trials are shaping you into someone who can not only achieve abundance but steward it wisely. You are being prepared for a role far greater than mere survival, a role that can influence and inspire others, leaving a legacy of hope and transformation. Remember, the heroes of every great story don't just endure hardship, they emerge stronger, more compassionate, and ready to make a difference. Your journey is no different. Every challenge you overcome is equipping you with the strength and wisdom to not only handle abundance but to use it to change the world. Trust the process. You're being shaped for greatness. Quantum physics has revealed something extraordinary. Everything is energy, including your thoughts, emotions, and even your money. This groundbreaking understanding changes how we view our financial reality. It means your mindset isn't just a passive byproduct of your circumstances. It's an active, powerful force shaping them. Your thoughts carry energy, and that energy sets the tone for what you attract into your life. When your focus is locked on lack, on what you don't have or what's missing, that energy creates a vibration of scarcity, and the universe responds by mirroring that back to you. But when you shift your mindset to abundance, believing in possibilities and trusting in provision, everything begins to change. This isn't just wishful thinking, it's science in action. Practices like meditation, visualization, and affirmations aren't merely feel-good exercises. They are powerful tools for rewiring your brain and recalibrating your energy to align with abundance. Even more, this truth aligns with God's word. Jesus said, "I have come that they may have life and have it to the full." Fullness is not limited to spiritual richness, but extends to every part of life, including your financial well-being. Your struggles with money are not punishments, but divine invitations to step into this fullness. They are opportunities to trust God, shift your focus, and partner with the principles of abundance that He has woven into creation. You are not bound by your current circumstances. Through faith, intentional focus, and spiritual alignment, you can begin to transform your financial reality. Just as Jesus multiplied the loaves and fishes, He can multiply the resources in your life when you bring them to Him in trust and expectation. Your journey to abundance starts in your mind, where every thought is energy, and every energy is an invitation for God to work miracles. The universe is always communicating with you, whispering guidance and encouragement in the form of signs, synchronicities, and subtle nudges. These divine messages often appear in ways that feel almost magical. Repeating numbers like 1111 or 777, a chance encounter with someone who inspires you, or even an unexpected detour that leads to something better. Have you ever experienced a coincidence so striking that it seemed impossible to dismiss? These moments are not random. They are part of a divine conversation between you and the Creator. gently guiding you toward the abundance meant for you. When you learn to tune into these signs, they become like a treasure map, leading you step by step to the life you've been seeking. Repeating numbers may remind you to stay aligned with your goals. A closed door might seem like a setback, but it's often a redirection to something greater than you could have planned. Missed opportunities may feel frustrating, but they are often divine protection, steering you away from paths that aren't meant for you. The key is to trust these signs and take inspired action. Don't dismiss them as mere coincidence. Each sign carries a message, whether it's encouragement to keep going, a nudge to change direction, or confirmation that you're on the right path. The more you act on these divine messages, the clearer and more frequent they become. Remember, God and the universe want you to thrive. Every closed door, every delay, and every unexpected twist in your journey is designed with purpose. By recognizing and acting on these signs, you align yourself with divine timing and open the floodgates to abundance. Trust the process, listen for the whispers, and let the signs guide you to the life of fullness and prosperity that is already waiting for you. Your spiritual sensitivity is one of the most powerful tools for creating wealth. It's not just a gift for emotional connection or intuitive insight, it's your ultimate money-making advantage. By tapping into this sensitivity, you can harness the energy of abundance and manifest it into tangible wealth. When you align your actions with your higher purpose, you step into a flow of prosperity that feels not forced, but natural, like rivers finding their way to the ocean. To begin this transformation, start with visualization. Close your eyes and see yourself surrounded by abundance. Not just money, but opportunities, support, and fulfillment. Feel the joy and gratitude of already having everything you need. Believe it deeply and act as though it's already yours. This isn't just daydreaming. It's an act of faith that shifts your energy, aligning it with the vibration of abundance. When your thoughts, feelings, and actions reflect abundance, the universe responds in kind. Gratitude is another essential tool. Even in moments of financial lack, find something to be thankful for: a warm meal, a kind word, or the simple fact that you're alive to create change. Gratitude transforms your perspective, shifting your energy from scarcity to sufficiency. It's like opening a door for blessings to enter, making room for more of what you desire. Remember, spiritual sensitivity allows you to perceive opportunities and align with divine timing in ways others may overlook. When you combine this gift with visualization, gratitude, and purposeful action, you create a powerful formula for abundance. You're not just chasing wealth, you're attracting it effortlessly by being in harmony with the higher flow of life. Trust your sensitivity, nurture your faith, and watch as the doors to prosperity swing wide open. True prosperity isn't just about having money. It's about alignment. It's about the harmony that occurs when your spiritual gifts, your mindset, and your material actions are in sync. This is the divine balance where abundance flows effortlessly, not as a product of grinding effort, but as a natural outcome of living with purpose and faith. Lasting wealth, both financial and spiritual, is born from this alignment, creating a life that feels deeply fulfilling on every level. Your financial struggles may feel overwhelming, but they are not a sign of failure. Instead, they are evidence that you are on the hero's journey, a sacred path that is shaping you into someone extraordinary. Like every great hero, you are facing trials that test your strength, refine your character, and teach you lessons essential for the next chapter of your story. These struggles are not obstacles to your success. They are stepping stones to the abundance you are destined to experience. To step into this divine flow of prosperity, begin by aligning your spiritual gifts with your daily actions. What are the unique talents and passions that God has placed in you? How can you use them to serve others and create value? When your efforts are rooted in purpose, the work feels lighter, opportunities become clearer, and abundance follows naturally. At the same time, nurture your mindset. Trust that your struggles have meaning. Gratitude and faith transform your energy, attracting solutions and blessings you might have overlooked in a state of despair. Remember, every setback is a setup for a greater comeback. True prosperity isn't about accumulating wealth. It's about creating a life where financial freedom and spiritual fulfillment coexist. Trust the process, align your gifts with purposeful action, and know that the challenges you face today are the foundation of a legacy that will inspire and bless generations to come. Your journey has brought you here, to this very moment of revelation. Take a deep breath and let this truth sink in. You're not cursed. You're chosen. Every challenge, every heartbreak, and every setback you've faced has been preparing you for something extraordinary. These trials weren't meant to break you, but to shape you into someone capable of holding unimaginable abundance. You've been walking a path of purpose, even when it felt like you were lost. Now is the time to embrace your spiritual gifts as the powerful tools they truly are. These gifts, your intuition, compassion, creativity, and resilience, are your keys to unlocking a future filled with prosperity and fulfillment. When you align your actions with your higher purpose, you step into a divine flow where abundance is not just possible, it's inevitable. The universe doesn't want you to merely survive. It wants you to thrive, to rise above every limitation and claim the fullness of life that's waiting for you. Your awakening starts now. This is your moment to step into your power, claim your abundance, and transform your world. The steps may feel daunting, but you're not alone. Together, as a community, we are walking this path of growth, faith, and transformation. If this message resonated with you, let us know in the comments. Share your thoughts, your challenges, and your victories. We'd love to hear your story. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more inspiring content that can help you on your journey to abundance. Thank you for being here, for choosing growth, and for believing in the extraordinary future God has in store for you. And remember, the best is yet to come. You're here, right now. Watching this video isn't just a coincidence. This moment wasn't the result of random scrolling or idle curiosity. No, something far greater has brought you here. Call it fate, divine timing, or the whisper of the universe itself. You were meant to find this message, and you're here because you're ready. Ready for what, you might wonder? You're ready to awaken, to tap into a power that has always been within you, waiting to be unleashed. If you've made it this far, let me tell you, it's no accident. You've entered creator mode. But before we go any further, let's clear something up. Who are they? Is it some hidden force watching your every move, orchestrating your life behind the scenes? Some shadowy figure pulling invisible strings? The truth is far more profound. They aren't external beings, and they're not separate from you. They are the universe itself, the energy flowing through all that has been, all that is, and all that will ever be. That's them. The collective consciousness, the infinite intelligence that powers creation itself. And now, they've chosen you. You're here because it's your time to step into your role as a creator. Creator mode is not just a fancy term or a passing concept, it's a transformation. When you step into creator mode, you stop living life passively, as though it's something happening to you. You stop being a victim of circumstance, reacting to external events and forces. Instead, you become the architect of your reality. You take the reins and begin co-creating with the universe itself. Think about it. How often have you felt like life is dragging you down paths you didn't choose? Like you're stuck on autopilot, following routines and patterns that don't align with your deepest dreams or desires. Those feelings of frustration, of being trapped in a life that doesn't reflect who you are, can be overwhelming. But here's the good news. Creator mode changes everything. The moment you adopt this mindset, you cross a powerful threshold. You gain access to the same energy that drives the stars, moves the tides, and sustains all life. This energy, the creative force of the universe, is now available for you to harness. It's not limited to a chosen few. It's there for anyone willing to embrace it. And when you step into creator mode, You begin to channel this energy in alignment with your intentions. But this shift isn't just a gift, it's a challenge. Creator mode requires more than just wishful thinking. It demands responsibility, focus, and trust. You must take ownership of your thoughts, beliefs, emotions, and actions. This isn't always easy. Stepping into creator mode means letting go of old habits, breaking free from limiting beliefs, and facing your fears head-on. Yet, even as you face these challenges, know this: the universe has been preparing you for this moment all along. Every struggle you've endured, every triumph you've celebrated, every heartbreak that left you reeling, they weren't random. These experiences were shaping you and preparing you for this awakening. They were laying the foundation for you to step fully into your role as a creator. When you understand this, something shifts within you. You start to see obstacles not as barriers, but as opportunities. You begin to approach life with a sense of purpose and empowerment, knowing that every moment, whether joyful or difficult, can be used as fuel for your growth. Creator mode is more than a mindset. It's a way of being. It's an invitation to awaken to your true potential and take part in the infinite dance of creation. The question is, are you ready to accept it? The foundation of creator mode is perception. Most people live with foggy lenses, seeing limitations instead of opportunities. They view obstacles as insurmountable instead of transformative. But stepping into creator mode means flipping that script. You stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "How can I use this?" Every experience you encounter, no matter how challenging, holds the potential to become a powerful tool for growth. Even the moments that seem like failures or setbacks can serve as stepping stones to something greater. When you step into creator mode, you gain a new perspective, one where nothing in your life is wasted. Every triumph, every trial, every misstep carries valuable lessons, shaping you into the person you're meant to become. Pause for a moment and reflect on your journey. How often do fear or doubt influence your decisions? How often do you hesitate, hold back, or walk away from opportunities because you're afraid of failure or rejection? For many, fear becomes a wall, a force that stops them from taking action. It whispers stories of inadequacy, convincing them to play small. In creator mode, nothing is wasted. Not the pain, not the struggles, and certainly not the failures. Every piece of your journey becomes raw material for building the life you're meant to create. It's not about avoiding challenges, but embracing them as fuel for your growth, purpose, and creativity. Here's the twist. You're not creating in isolation. You're co-creating with the universe. It's a partnership, a dance between your intentions and the energy of all existence. The universe speaks to you in subtle ways, through intuition, synchronicities, and the quiet nudges of inspiration. Have you ever experienced moments where everything seemed to align perfectly? Where the right opportunity or the right person showed up at just the right time? That wasn't luck. It was the universe responding to your energy. When you're in alignment with the flow of the universe, life begins to reflect that harmony back to you. But how can you tell if you're truly in alignment with this flow? The answer is simple. When you're in alignment, things feel effortless. This doesn't mean life becomes devoid of challenges, but rather that you approach those challenges with a sense of calm, clarity, and trust. Instead of feeling stuck, you move forward with ease, knowing that every step is guided by something greater than yourself. In this state, you no longer feel the need to force outcomes or control every detail of your journey. You release the grip of overthinking and let go of the need to know how everything will unfold. Instead, you trust the process because you trust yourself. You understand that the universe is working with you, not against you. This trust creates a powerful feedback loop. The more aligned you are, the more synchronicities you experience. Opportunities seem to flow naturally toward you, and obstacles feel less like barriers and more like temporary stepping stones. Being in alignment isn't about perfection. It's about finding peace within the flow. When you feel this peace, you know you're exactly where you're meant to be. co-creating your reality in harmony with the universe. One of the hardest lessons to embrace in creator mode is learning to let go. Many of us are conditioned to believe that control is the key to success, that if we plan every detail and force reality to conform to our desires, we can achieve anything. But this mindset often leads to frustration, resistance, and burnout. In creator mode, control isn't the goal. Alignment is. You set your intentions with clarity, take inspired action, and then release the need to control the outcome. Letting go doesn't mean giving up or being passive. It means trusting the process. It's the belief that the universe is working with you, even if you can't yet see how everything will unfold. The shift happens when you stop obsessing over the how and instead focus on the why. Why do you want to create what you desire? What is the deeper purpose driving you? When your intentions come from a place of love, authenticity, and service to something greater than yourself, your creative power is magnified. And this is key. When your intentions align with the greater good, your power amplifies. The universe doesn't respond to selfish pursuits or ego-driven goals. But when you create from a place of love, service, and genuine purpose, it will move mountains to support you. What does it truly feel like to be in creator mode? Imagine a state of flow where time melts away. You're so deeply immersed in the act of creating, whether it's a project, a vision, or a new reality, that the outside world fades into the background. In this state, you feel fully alive, completely present, and profoundly connected to something greater than yourself. It's as if you've tapped into an infinite well of energy and inspiration, where every thought and action align perfectly with your purpose. But let's not romanticize it too much. Stepping into creator mode doesn't mean life becomes free of challenges or doubts. You're still human, with all the emotions and uncertainties that come with it. There will be moments when fear whispers in your ear, when doubt clouds your vision, or when the path forward feels hazy. The difference is how you respond. In creator mode, you're equipped with the tools to navigate these moments with grace and resilience. Instead of letting fear paralyze you, you see it for what it truly is, a signal that you're on the brink of growth, stepping into uncharted territory that has the potential to transform you. Fear no longer feels like a barrier. It becomes a companion, one that reminds you that you're moving beyond your comfort zone and into something bigger than you've ever imagined. You face challenges not with dread, but with curiosity and confidence, trusting that they are part of the process, designed to strengthen and refine you. Being in creator mode isn't about perfection or the absence of struggle. It's about embracing the journey with a sense of empowerment, knowing that every step, no matter how uncertain, is leading you closer to your highest potential. The universe doesn't shout or demand your attention. Its messages don't arrive with fanfare or force their way into your consciousness. Instead, the universe speaks softly, in whispers that emerge in moments of stillness and clarity. These subtle signals, a sudden insight, a quiet nudge, or a deep sense of knowing, are always there, waiting to guide you. But here's the challenge. Most people never notice them. Why? Because they're too consumed by the noise of their own minds. Racing thoughts, endless to-do lists, and constant distractions drown out the universe's gentle voice. In the chaos of daily life, the moments when we're truly present, truly still, become rare. To hear the universe's guidance, you must cultivate stillness. This doesn't mean you need to retreat to a mountaintop or spend hours in silent meditation. Stillness can take many forms. A few minutes of mindful breathing, journaling your thoughts, walking in nature, or simply sitting quietly without distractions. The key is to create space for clarity, to allow your mind to settle so that the messages of the universe can rise to the surface. But hearing these messages is only the first step. The most important part is trusting them. Too often, people dismiss their intuition, brushing it off as coincidence or imagination. They second-guess the insights that come to them, letting doubt creep in. In creator mode, doubt is your greatest enemy, and trust is your superpower. When you learn to trust the whispers of the universe, you open yourself to possibilities that logic alone could never uncover. Trust isn't blind faith. It's an inner knowing that the universe is working with you, guiding you towards your highest potential. The more you listen and trust, the more clearly you'll hear, and the more aligned your life will become. Faith is not merely a spiritual concept reserved for certain beliefs or traditions. It is a fundamental cornerstone of creation itself. At its essence, faith is the ability to trust in things unseen, to hold a deep conviction that even when the path ahead seems uncertain, everything is unfolding exactly as it should. It is the quiet assurance that there is a higher order guiding your journey, even if you can't yet see how the pieces fit together. In creator mode, faith becomes your anchor. It is what steadies you when doubt begins to creep in, when challenges arise, and when the road ahead feels shrouded in uncertainty. Faith isn't about having all the answers. It's about trusting that the answers will come when the time is right. It's a choice to believe in the unseen forces of the universe, even in the face of obstacles that might seem overwhelming. Faith doesn't make challenges disappear, but it changes how you face them. Instead of feeling paralyzed by fear or consumed by worry, you approach life with a sense of calm and certainty. Faith reminds you that every setback is temporary, every obstacle is a lesson, and every delay has a purpose. Manifestation is not just about thinking positive thoughts and hoping for the best. It's a deliberate process, a science of aligning your thoughts, beliefs, emotions, and actions with your desires. Every thought you think sends out a vibration, and that vibration attracts experiences, people, and circumstances that match its frequency. This principle, often called the law of attraction, explains how your internal world shapes your external reality. However, it's not just about surface-level positivity. Many people misunderstand this, focusing only on thinking happy thoughts while ignoring the deeper layers of their beliefs and emotions. Here's the key. Your thoughts are important, but they're only part of the equation. The universe responds to your energy as a whole. If you're repeating affirmations or visualizing your goals, but deep down you're filled with doubt, fear, or unworthiness, those underlying feelings will dominate your vibration. As a result, you'll attract experiences that reflect those lower energies, even if your conscious mind is focused on positive outcomes. This is why many people struggle with manifestation. They don't address the internal conflicts beneath their desires. To manifest successfully, you need to examine and align your subconscious beliefs. What stories are you telling yourself about what's possible? Do you truly believe you're worthy of what you want? Manifestation isn't just about what you think, it's about how you feel. When your emotions, beliefs, and actions resonate with your desires, you create a powerful frequency that draws them into your reality. The process is as much about clearing inner resistance as it is about projecting outward intention. True manifestation happens when you're in harmony with your desires, both consciously and subconsciously. To manifest consciously, the first step is clarity. You need to be specific about what you want. Vague desires lead to vague results because the universe responds to precision, focus, and intention. Think of it as placing an order at a restaurant. You wouldn't just say, "Bring me some food." You'd describe exactly what you want, trusting it will be delivered. Manifestation works the same way. Take the time to define your desires in detail and be clear about why they matter to you. Once you've clarified your goals, the next step is to embody the feeling of already having them. This is the true secret to manifestation, aligning your emotional state with the reality you want to create. Imagine how you would feel if your desires were already a part of your life. Would you feel joyful, peaceful, abundant, or fulfilled? Generate those emotions now and hold on to them as if your desires are already here. This emotional alignment is what draws your goals into your reality. But here's the catch. You can't fake alignment. If you're struggling to generate these feelings, it's often a sign that deeper inner work is needed. Old fears, limiting beliefs, or doubts might be blocking your energy. Take the time to explore these barriers and release them, whether through reflection, journaling, or healing practices. Clearing these blocks will help you step into the frequency of your desires with authenticity. Remember that manifestation isn't just about thinking and feeling, it's about taking inspired action. When you receive intuitive nudges or guidance, act on them. Trust that the universe will meet you halfway, but you must also move toward your goals with purpose. Manifestation is a partnership between your intention and action, creating the momentum that brings your vision to life. So here's the ultimate question. What are you ready to create? What kind of life are you ready to manifest? The universe is listening. It's ready to co-create with you, to guide and support you every step of the way. But it all begins with a choice. Are you ready to let go of the limitations that no longer serve you? Are you ready to trust the process, step into your power, and embrace the infinite possibilities that await you? This is your moment. This is your awakening. You've been called to this point for a reason. Welcome to Creator Mode. Now go forth and create the life you were always meant to live, a life filled with purpose, joy, and abundance. Thank you for spending this time here with me, for opening your heart and mind to new possibilities. If this message resonated with you, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. The universe is waiting. Are you ready to take the next step? Let's create together. Have you ever felt like there's something uniquely extraordinary about you? A quiet yet unshakable sense that you're destined for something greater? This is no coincidence. It's a divine calling, intricately woven into the fabric of your being. From the moment your journey began, the universe has been guiding you, preparing you for this exact moment, a season where all you've dreamed of, all you've worked tirelessly for, is about to manifest in ways that will leave you in awe. This is not just another chapter of your life. This is the threshold of transformation, the final step before you step into limitless abundance, profound success, and a wealth of opportunities beyond your imagination. The millions you've envisioned, the impact you've longed to make, and the life of purpose you've always dreamed of are not mere fantasies. They are your divine inheritance. As you prepare to step into this monumental shift, remember, every hardship, every tear, every sleepless night, and every challenge has been part of your preparation. Nothing you've faced has been random. You've been chosen, not by chance, but because of your resilience, faith, and the light you carry. And now, the universe is ready to reward you beyond anything you've ever imagined. Being a chosen one isn't about luck, talent, or privilege. It's about the strength of your spirit. Your journey has not been easy. You've faced relentless trials, endured moments of doubt, and experienced setbacks that could have easily broken you. Yet, you persevered. You stood firm in your faith, trusting that a greater purpose was being fulfilled even when the path seemed unclear. Think back to those moments when life tested you, when you wondered why nothing seemed to work out. Those were not setbacks. They were stepping stones, sharpening your character and fortifying your soul. Every struggle you overcame has shaped you into the resilient, powerful person you are today. The universe doesn't make mistakes, and it doesn't choose just anyone for this path. You were chosen because of your unwavering faith and your ability to rise above adversity. Like Joseph, who was betrayed, imprisoned, and seemingly forgotten, only to rise as a ruler of Egypt. Your trials were preparing you for a destiny far greater than you could have envisioned. Your resilience has proven that you are not only capable of handling abundance, but that you are destined to lead, inspire, and transform lives. You are standing on the precipice of greatness. The tests you've endured were not punishments but preparations. Every tear shed and every obstacle overcome has brought you closer to this moment. Now, as you take this final step, know that the rewards ahead are not just material. They are spiritual, emotional, and deeply fulfilling. The millions that are flowing into your life are not a coincidence. They are part of a divine plan, a tool for your mission. This wealth is not simply for personal gain. It is meant to empower you to uplift others, create meaningful change, and fulfill your purpose. Society often pits spirituality and wealth against each other, but as a chosen one, you understand that money is energy. It is a resource meant to be used for good. This is your time to break free from limiting beliefs about scarcity and step fully into the abundance mindset. You are no longer bound by past struggles or societal expectations. The universe has deemed you worthy, and the millions you are about to receive are just the beginning of a life filled with overflow, joy, and divine alignment. For too long, you may have undervalued your worth. You've been taught to believe that wanting wealth is selfish, or that spirituality requires living in lack. But it's time to release those false narratives. Abundance is your birthright. As Deuteronomy 8:18 reminds us, it is God who gives you the ability to produce wealth. Your millions are not just rewards, they are a reflection of the inner work, faith, and perseverance you've cultivated over the years. True abundance transcends material wealth. It embodies a life filled with love, peace, fulfillment, opportunities, and the freedom to live in harmony with your highest purpose. Imagine waking up each day with a deep sense of contentment, knowing that you are walking in alignment with your divine calling. The stresses and anxieties that once weighed heavily on your heart will dissipate, replaced by a profound sense of ease and flow. This is the beauty of embracing a new reality where everything you need, whether it's resources, connections, or inspiration, flows to you effortlessly. Adopting an abundance mindset is the key to unlocking this reality. It begins with the understanding that the universe is limitless, teeming with endless possibilities and blessings. There is no scarcity in a divine system. Every need can and will be met. As a chosen one, you are uniquely connected to this infinite stream of prosperity. You are not separate from abundance, you are a part of it. By shifting your perspective, you align yourself with the energy of plenty, allowing blessings to manifest in your life naturally. This mindset requires trust. Trust in the process, trust in the timing, and trust in your own worthiness to receive. Every prayer you've whispered and every dream you've held close to your heart is known to the divine. In perfect timing, these desires will manifest, often in ways far greater than you imagined. By releasing fears of lack and embracing the certainty of abundance, you step into a reality where miracles unfold effortlessly. Trust that the universe is working in your favor, aligning circumstances and opportunities to bring you a life rich in joy, purpose, and limitless possibilities. You are destined for greatness, and abundance is your birthright. Gratitude is the cornerstone of true abundance, a profound spiritual principle that unlocks the flow of blessings into your life. It is more than an emotion. It is an energetic force that connects you to the divine, amplifying the good that already exists and making space for even greater blessings to manifest. Gratitude acts as a magnet, drawing abundance toward you by aligning your energy with the frequency of receiving. When you give thanks, not only for what you have now but also for the blessings on their way, you signal to the universe that you are ready for more. As you prepare to step into your season of overflow, let gratitude flow freely from your heart. Take time each day to reflect on your journey, the trials you've overcome, the lessons you've learned, and the moments of grace that carried you through. Think back to the times when giving up seemed like the easier choice, but you pressed on with faith. Celebrate those small victories, for they paved the way for the major breakthroughs you're now experiencing. Luke 16:10 reminds us, "Whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much." Your consistent gratitude, even in seasons of lack, has demonstrated your readiness to handle the abundance that is coming. Gratitude cultivates humility and fosters a deep awareness of the divine partnership in your life. Let this gratitude not only dwell in your heart but also radiate through your actions. Use it as a daily practice, a quiet moment of reflection or an intentional act of kindness that honors the blessings already in your life. As you live with a grateful spirit, you align with the limitless flow of the universe, inviting blessings beyond measure and stepping fully into the abundance that is your divine birthright. Faith has been your anchor throughout this journey. It has carried you through storms, guided you in darkness, and kept you grounded when everything seemed uncertain. Now, as you stand on the brink of manifesting your dreams, it's time to double down on that faith. Believe with every fiber of your being that the millions, the success, and the abundance are already yours. Faith is not the denial of reality, but the ability to see beyond it, creating a new one through trust in the divine plan. It's a powerful force that empowers you to rise above challenges and move forward, even when the path ahead seems uncertain. Faith allows you to envision a future where obstacles are stepping stones and limitations are transformed into possibilities. It's the quiet assurance that no matter how difficult things may seem, you are supported by a higher power guiding you toward your destiny. When doubts creep in, and they will, pause and reflect on how far you've already come. Consider the trials you've faced and the strength you've found to persevere. Each of those moments was a testament to your faith, a reminder of the unshakable foundation you've built. The same faith that carried you through the storms will now guide you into a season of abundance and fulfillment. As 1 Corinthians 10:13 promises, God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. This is a divine assurance that you will never face more than you are prepared to handle. Similarly, the universe's timing is perfect. It grants blessings and opportunities only when you are truly ready. The success coming your way has been carefully aligned with your growth, ensuring you have the wisdom and capacity to embrace it fully. Success can feel overwhelming, especially when it arrives after years of trials, perseverance, and hardship. It's natural to question whether you're truly deserving of this newfound abundance or worry that it might change who you are. These doubts, while human, are unnecessary burdens that no longer serve you. Let go of them now. You are ready for this success. Every challenge you've faced has prepared you, every setback has refined you, and every victory has strengthened you for this moment. It's important to understand that wealth does not corrupt. It amplifies what is already within. If your heart is grounded in purpose and aligned with the divine, your abundance will reflect that alignment. Proverbs 3:9-10 reminds us to honor the Lord with your wealth. This is the key to using success as a tool for good. Your blessings are not meant to isolate or inflate you. They are meant to expand your mission, uplift others, and make a meaningful impact. As a chosen one, you are uniquely equipped to handle this responsibility with grace and intention. Think of Joseph, who rose from betrayal and imprisonment to a position of immense power. His success wasn't just about personal gain, it served a greater purpose. His influence saved countless lives and brought restoration to his family. In the same way, your success is a divine appointment, part of a larger plan to inspire and uplift those around you. Your rise will serve as a beacon of hope, showing others what faith, perseverance, and trust in the divine can achieve. Celebrate your success with joy and humility. This moment is not an accident. It's the culmination of everything you've worked toward and believed in. Rejoice in your accomplishments, but remain rooted in gratitude and purpose. Your wealth is not just a reward. It is a resource entrusted to you for a higher mission. With every step you take, remember that this is only the beginning of what the universe has in store. Let your success be a light for others, proving that greatness is possible for those who stay faithful. This is your time to thrive, chosen one. M2. The millions flowing into your life are far more than a measure of financial success. They are a divine resource, entrusted to you for a greater purpose. While they will undoubtedly provide personal comfort and freedom, their ultimate purpose goes far beyond that. This wealth is a tool, meant to empower you to fuel your mission and amplify the light you carry within. It's an opportunity to make a profound impact, supporting your loved ones, uplifting your community, and creating opportunities for those in need. This is the true essence of abundance, using it as a force for good. Wealth in the hands of a chosen one is transformational. It is not simply about accumulating material things, but about building something greater, something that leaves a lasting legacy. Imagine the lives you can touch, the hope you can restore, and the possibilities you can create for others. Your abundance has the power to ripple outward, inspiring change and spreading light in ways you might not yet even comprehend. Luke 12:48 reminds us of an essential truth. To whom much is given, much will be required. This isn't a burden but a call to action, a sacred responsibility to use your blessings wisely. The millions you are about to receive come with the divine expectation that you will honor this trust, using your resources not just for personal gain, but to uplift and transform lives. Whether it's through charitable giving, mentoring, or creating systems of support, your wealth is a means to manifest divine purpose in the world. Embrace this responsibility with open arms and an open heart. Use your abundance to serve those around you, lifting them out of darkness and into possibility. This is why you've been chosen, not just to prosper, but to lead by example, showing others what is possible when faith, alignment, and abundance come together. Let your actions speak of your gratitude and purpose, turning your wealth into a beacon of hope that shines brightly for all to see. This is the true power of abundance, not just to receive, but to give, to serve, and to inspire. The signs of your transformation and abundance are all around you, if you take a moment to truly see them. Opportunities are appearing, often in unexpected ways. Doors that once seemed firmly shut are now swinging wide open, inviting you to step through. Synchronicities, those meaningful coincidences that align perfectly with your goals, are unfolding, confirming that you are moving in the right direction. These are not random events. They are the universe's whispers, affirming that the millions and blessings you've envisioned are already on their way to you. Trust these signs. They are a divine language, guiding you toward the fulfillment of your destiny. Your intuition, that still, small voice within, is leading you to the right people, the right circumstances, and the right opportunities. Listen to it. This guidance is the universe aligning every detail to ensure that your path to abundance is clear and purposeful. However, signs alone are not enough. They require action. Take inspired action when opportunities arise, even if they seem challenging or push you out of your comfort zone. Move boldly, knowing that every step you take, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to the abundance you deserve. Just as Moses parted the Red Sea, it wasn't simply faith, but faith combined with action that allowed the miracle to unfold. In the same way, your willingness to act will open the way for the universe to deliver what has always been meant for you. This is a partnership between you and the divine. The universe provides the signs and opportunities, but it is your courage, trust, and action that turn possibilities into reality. Step forward with confidence, knowing that you are exactly where you need to be, and the abundance you've dreamed of is closer than ever. The miracles are already in motion. Trust the process and take your rightful place in your destiny. As your millions begin to flow into your life, remember to pause and celebrate this incredible moment. Celebration is far more than just an outward expression of joy. It is a sacred act of gratitude, a powerful acknowledgement of the journey that has brought you here. Every trial you endured, every lesson you learned, and every victory along the way deserves to be honored. Celebration is your way of saying thank you to the divine for the blessings that have unfolded and continue to flow into your life. Take time to reflect on how far you've come. Consider the hardships you overcame, the perseverance you demonstrated, and the faith that carried you through even the most uncertain times. Let this moment of celebration be a reminder of your strength and resilience. You didn't arrive here by accident. It was through divine alignment, unwavering belief, and purposeful action that you reached this season of abundance. There are many ways to celebrate, and the most meaningful ones will reflect your unique journey. Perhaps it's through quiet reflection, taking time to meditate or journal about your gratitude for this milestone. Maybe it's sharing your blessings with loved ones, expressing your appreciation for those who supported you along the way. Or perhaps it's treating yourself to something special, a symbolic gesture that marks this moment as a turning point in your life. Whatever form your celebration takes, Let it be authentic and heartfelt. This is not just about rejoicing in your wealth. It's about honoring the divine partnership that made it possible. Celebrate with humility and gratitude, knowing that your abundance is both a reward and a tool for greater purpose. By embracing this moment with joy, you open your heart to even more blessings, ensuring that the flow of abundance continues to expand in your life. The millions you are about to receive are not the end of your journey, but the beginning of an extraordinary new chapter filled with limitless possibilities. With great wealth comes even greater opportunities to uplift others, inspire change, and lead with purpose. This is your moment to embrace your abundance with gratitude, faith, and a clear sense of divine purpose. Trust that everything in your life has prepared you for this exact time. The best is yet to come, and your journey is just beginning. Chosen one, step boldly into your abundant future, knowing that the universe has orchestrated this season of overflow just for you. Rise with confidence, grace, and a heart open to all the blessings ahead. You were made for this moment. We are so grateful to have you here, walking this path of purpose and faith. If this message has inspired you, we invite you to subscribe to our channel and join this growing community of faith and empowerment. Don't forget to like this video and share your thoughts in the comments. Your story could encourage someone else. Let's continue to rise together, chosen one. Thank you for being part of this journey. Your time is now. They look at you, eyes wide, a blend of awe and disbelief etched across their faces as if seeing you for the first time. It is a moment frozen in time, a realization that cuts through their assumptions like lightning illuminating a darkened sky. They had only seen glimpses of who you were, snapshots painted with your gentle smile and the warmth that surrounded you. To them, you were a haven, a steady light in a turbulent world. But they missed what lay beneath, the fierce, unyielding storm woven into your very being. They saw kindness and mistook it for submission, the calmness in your gaze for compliance. Yet now, as the truth begins to unfurl before them, they see the power that was always there, pulsing quietly beneath the surface. This power was not the kind that clamored for attention or reveled in its own strength. It was subtle, profound, a strength born not from showmanship but from survival, forged through trials that few could fathom. This revelation shakes them. They are confronted by the truth they never expected, that beneath the serenity, you are more than a source of comfort. You are the embodiment of resilience itself. You are an earth angel, the very breath of cosmic force in human form, an enigma whose light holds both healing warmth and purifying fire. The light you carry is not fragile. It is forged from realms unknown, steeped in the wisdom of worlds beyond this one. It has faced shadows and emerged intact, demanding more than superficial kindness. It demands justice, unwavering and absolute. They had always seen you as the embodiment of kindness, gentle, dependable, a source of unwavering comfort. You were the one who listened without judgment, offered support without expecting anything in return, and met challenges with a calm that others took for granted. In their eyes, this was all you were, a soft presence, easy to approach, easy to overlook. What they never realized was that beneath this serene exterior lay a profound strength, a resilience forged not in moments of ease but in trials unseen by most. Their mistake was assuming that your quietness was passivity, that your patience was compliance. They missed the truth that choosing kindness in a world often harsh requires immense strength. They mistook your empathy for weakness, failing to see that it was a conscious choice, born of inner power rather than naivety. True strength, as you knew, does not always announce itself with noise. It often resides in silence, in the steady gaze that holds firm when storms arise. The moments that challenged their perception came subtly at first. A firm word when boundaries were crossed, an unyielding stance when confronted with injustice. These glimpses of your strength unsettled them, yet they pushed aside their discomfort, clinging to their perception of you as compliant and benign. It wasn't until adversity struck that they saw the truth, a revelation that left them silent. While others wavered, you remained steady. When the ground beneath them crumbled, you stood, not with dramatic flair, but with a calm resolve that spoke volumes. Your strength wasn't about overpowering others. It was about standing tall in your convictions, even when faced with doubt or challenge. They came to understand that your patience was not submission, but a deliberate act of defiance against the noise and chaos of the world. You were not just kind, you were unbreakable, a force tempered through moments that demanded everything of you. This realization shifted their view, peeling back the illusion that strength must be loud and aggressive. They saw now that true power could exist in quiet determination, in actions that need no audience. The softness they had dismissed as weakness was, in fact, the manifestation of an inner flame that chose peace, but was prepared to stand as an unmovable force when necessary. It was humbling for them, this new understanding. The kindness they had once taken as a sign of docility now stood as proof of resilience. The quiet you embodied was no longer seen as mere gentleness, but as strength in its purest form. They finally realized that the most formidable power wasn't the one that shouted for attention, but the one that remained steady, anchored in truth. You were not just a comfort, you were a force of nature, one they could no longer overlook. Your strength was not born in the comfort of easy days or the lull of smooth paths. It was forged in the fires of trials, moments when the world seemed determined to test the very fabric of your being. Your journey was marked by trials both personal and profound, challenges that exposed not just your vulnerabilities, but also the unyielding resilience within you. It was in the silences of your deepest struggles, away from the eyes of others, that your true nature revealed itself. There were times when life weighed so heavily that the air itself felt like an unmovable wall pressing against you. Moments when you stood at the precipice of despair, forced to choose between surrender and survival. These were not mere tests of will. They were cosmic trials that shaped you into something more. You emerged from them not hardened by bitterness, but fortified by understanding, carrying the wisdom that comes only from standing face to face with the abyss and choosing to rise. These experiences became the bedrock of your strength, a quiet and enduring power that didn't need to announce itself. When others saw only your calm exterior, they missed the storms you had weathered, the inner fire that had kept you warm and unwavering in the coldest moments. This fire wasn't kindled by anger or driven by the desire for vengeance. It was nurtured by something far deeper, a connection to realms beyond what the eyes can see, an unbreakable tie to a divine truth. This divine connection was not a sudden revelation, but a knowing that grew within you over time, like roots reaching into sacred soil. It was in moments of stillness, when the noise of the world receded, and you were left with nothing but your own heartbeat, that you felt it most profoundly. A pulse of light, ancient and endless, guiding you through the dark. It was not a power for show or dominion, but a presence that held the weight of justice, demanding integrity and truth in all things. You came to understand that this connection was your source of light and strength, a force that chose you not because you were without fear or doubt, but because you stood firm in spite of them. It was an energy that flowed through you, one that could soothe and protect, but also rise to defend with unyielding force when the moment called for it. Unlike the chaotic energy that seeks destruction, yours was a power of preservation and righteous protection. It sought not to break down, but to build, not to silence, but to reveal. When tested, this power within you did not erupt in fits of fury, but rose with a steady and unassailable might. It was justice not for the sake of retribution, but for the sake of balance, a force that righted what was wrong not through vengeance, but through unwavering truth. You were not here to wield this strength recklessly. It was a gift meant to guard and to uplift, a light that exposed deception and cast away shadows without hesitation. You understood that true power was not in overpowering others or seeking glory, but in standing rooted, aligned with a purpose beyond the small confines of the everyday. This power was sacred, drawn from a realm where justice is not a word but a living force, ever present and unbending. It guided you, whispering truths that only the soul could hear, truths that compelled you to act with both mercy and resolve. People often mistake such strength for pride or a desire for control, but those who looked deeper saw the purity of your purpose. You were a vessel for a force greater than yourself, tasked not with conquering, but with protecting the balance of things. Your trials were not just tests, they were lessons, each one adding to the light that now shone so brightly within you. You carried that light with humility, aware that it was not yours alone. It was a beacon for others, a reminder that strength is not just found in moments of battle but in moments of silent conviction. Your power was a testament to what it means to be anchored in something eternal, a connection that did not waver, even when the world around you did. Your strength is not loud. It is a storm wrapped in silence, a mountain anchored in the cosmos. It is a quiet force that commands respect without words. Unlike showy displays of power, your strength is an unwavering boundary that chaos cannot breach. This power was not given lightly, but forged in trials that tested every part of your being. It stands as a testament to resilience nurtured by sacred purpose. Many have underestimated this silent strength, mistaking it for vulnerability. Yet, those who try to manipulate or diminish you soon realize their error. Your silence becomes a powerful defense, supported by the cosmic order itself. When challenged, the universe seems to align behind you, revealing that true power lies not in aggression, but in steadfast conviction. This silent retaliation is not driven by vengeance, but by the natural laws of justice, balancing what is right without needing to shout. One unforgettable moment serves as an example. When a deceiver tried to unsettle your resolve with clever words, you met them with calm. Your silence carried a weight that spoke louder than any argument, revealing the deeper truth of the situation. The deceiver realized too late that they had confronted not just a person, but a force protected by something greater. Your purpose is indelible, rooted in an ancient mission set by a higher will. This purpose shields you from doubt and judgment. Attempts to weaken you fall short because your path is clear, aligned with an eternal truth. The power within you acts not out of rage, but as a guardian of balance, rising only when needed and restoring harmony without force. Those who look beyond the surface see the true nature of your strength. It is a light that preserves, not destroys, and protects, not controls. You carry this strength with humility, aware that it is not yours alone. It is a gift to guide and shield others, anchored in an unshakable connection to a higher order. In the end, your strength is a reminder that true power is silent, unwavering, and rooted in justice. It is the force of a mountain, a beacon that teaches others that to stand firm in what is right is to embody the essence of divine truth. This strength is not about dominating others but protecting the balance, ensuring that no deception or chaos crosses your sacred boundary. Those who once dismissed you now tread carefully, their initial arrogance replaced by reluctant respect. They once assumed that silence meant weakness, underestimating the strength you held within. Yet, as they watched you endure trials that would break others, their perception shifted. What they had mistaken for passivity was revealed to be quiet resilience, rooted in something deeper than they could grasp. The carefree confidence they once had when confronting you turned into cautious awareness. This change was not due to displays of power, but because they saw that your strength was not momentary but enduring. It was a boundary they couldn't cross, an immovable force that didn't react impulsively, but stood firm with purpose. Their respect grew, mingled with a touch of fear. Now, they remember moments when they ignored or belittled you, realizing with regret that they misunderstood the power of true integrity. Your presence stirs a mix of awe and discomfort. They begin to see that true strength isn't about domination, but standing firm in truth. This realization forces them to examine their own actions. Some are humbled, seeing that their attempts at force or manipulation pale compared to the steadiness of your conviction. Others feel uneasy, realizing that your example exposes their own lack of integrity. Your purpose as an earth angel goes beyond offering comfort. It is to stand as a beacon of divine justice. You embody more than warmth and solace. You are a guardian whose light reveals the path to truth and integrity. This role is not always easy or understood, but it is rooted in ancient sacred principles where justice is a living force that you channel into the world. From a theological perspective, your mission aligns with divine will. You are a vessel chosen to carry out a purpose that transcends human understanding. This calling is not about simply easing pain. It is about illuminating what is hidden, urging those around you to confront their truths and make choices aligned with higher principles. Your presence, therefore, is not just comforting, it is transformative. You inspire change, even when it challenges others to look deeper and face what they may fear. Philosophically, you are the embodiment of the cosmic guardian, a symbol of resilience and unwavering commitment to what is right. Your strength lies in holding to these virtues even when it means standing alone. You are not merely present to soothe, but to guide and awaken. The comfort you provide is not passive. It comes with the understanding that real growth sometimes requires the courage to face difficult truths. By being a steadfast force for justice, you remind others that true hope is active and powerful. Your presence becomes a source of inspiration for those struggling. People who encounter you feel both awe and motivation as they see that true strength is not in dominating others, but in standing firm in your beliefs, even in the face of resistance. This resilience invites those around you to confront their fears and rise above their limitations. When others witness you holding to your path without wavering, they begin to believe that they too can find strength within themselves to face their challenges. You show that hope is more than a comforting word. It is an invitation to transformation. Your role encourages people to step beyond complacency and strive for their best selves. By embodying justice and light, you push them to reflect and act with integrity. Your example proves that true power does not lie in shielding others from hard truths, but in helping them find the strength to embrace and grow from them. Ultimately, your journey as an earth angel is not about seeking recognition or comfort. You are here to uphold a balance that both protects and uplifts. Your presence is a guiding light, reminding others that true strength is found in the quiet determination to stand for what is right. Through your steadfastness, people learn that facing the truth is not just brave, it is essential. By embodying this unwavering commitment, you fulfill your higher purpose and inspire those around you to walk their paths with clarity and courage. As you continue your journey, remember that your strength and resilience are more powerful than you realize. They ripple out, encouraging others to rise above challenges and hold fast to their own truths. Your light has the power to spark hope and transformation in ways you may not always see, but will be felt by many. Thank you for being here and sharing in this story. If this message resonated with you, please like this video and share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more stories that inspire, uplift, and remind you of the power within. Your journey and support mean everything, and together, we can keep spreading light and courage. Thank you, and until next time, stay true to yourself.
In today's world, many individuals hold on to the belief that if they don't believe in witchcraft or other spiritual forces, those forces cannot affect them. It's a comforting thought, one that provides a sense of control and safety in an unpredictable world. However, what if this belief is far from the truth? What if spiritual forces, whether acknowledged or not, operate independently of human belief, influencing lives, relationships, and destinies? In spiritual matters, ignorance is not a defense. In fact, it can be a dangerous vulnerability. In the Bible, Hosea 4:6 warns, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge." This powerful verse speaks directly to the heart of spiritual blindness. Just because someone chooses to reject or dismiss the existence of spiritual warfare doesn't mean they are immune to its effects. In fact, disbelief can give the forces of darkness an advantage, allowing them to operate unchecked and unnoticed. It is only through knowledge, vigilance, and spiritual discernment that we can protect ourselves from these unseen dangers. The spiritual world is not a faraway, mythical place. It is intertwined with our daily lives, influencing our thoughts, emotions, and actions, often without our awareness. One of the most common ways this influence manifests is through our dreams. Dreams, often dismissed as mere fragments of our subconscious, are in fact a powerful communication channel between the spiritual and physical realms. They can serve as warnings, guidance, or, unfortunately, a playground for witchcraft and spiritual oppression. In this video, we will explore 12 distinct types of dreams that may signify witchcraft activities in your life. By understanding these dreams, you can begin to take control of your spiritual health, defend yourself against unseen attacks, and reclaim your power through prayer, fasting, and faith. If this resonates with you, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insightful content that will help you grow spiritually and stay empowered in your journey. Let's dive in. Throughout history, dreams have held a place of great significance in many cultures and spiritual traditions. Ancient civilizations, from the Egyptians to the Babylonians, saw dreams as messages from the divine or from the spirit world. In the Bible, God frequently used dreams to communicate with his people, giving them guidance, warnings, and revelations. Joseph, for example, was able to rise to power in Egypt because of his ability to interpret Pharaoh's dreams, which were divinely inspired. Even today, though modern society often downplays or overlooks the importance of dreams, they remain a powerful tool for spiritual communication. While some dreams may indeed be the mind's way of processing daily experiences, others have deeper, more profound meanings. These spiritual dreams are windows into the unseen world, offering glimpses of what is happening behind the veil of our physical reality. Witchcraft, which operates in secrecy, often uses dreams as a medium to establish connections with the unaware. Through dreams, evil covenants can be made, spiritual attacks can be launched, and one's destiny can be altered without their knowledge. That is why it is crucial to learn how to recognize the signs of witchcraft in your dreams and take immediate action to counteract these forces. One of the most overlooked aspects of dreams is their potential to reveal hidden spiritual attacks. While we sleep, our defenses are down and our spirits are more vulnerable. The enemy often takes advantage of this, launching attacks or forging spiritual covenants that manifest in the physical realm through sickness, failure, poverty, and broken relationships. By paying close attention to your dreams, you can uncover these hidden schemes and protect yourself from further harm. Food is a powerful symbol in both the physical and spiritual realms. In many cultures, sharing a meal represents fellowship, unity, and covenant. However, when it comes to dreams, eating can have a far more sinister meaning. If you find yourself frequently eating in your dreams, especially if the food is unfamiliar or unpleasant, it could be a sign of witchcraft at work in your life. In the spiritual realm, food is often used as a tool for establishing covenants between the dreamer and the forces of darkness. These demonic meals are designed to defile the dreamer's spirit, creating a spiritual bond that allows the enemy to exert influence over their life. The types of food you consume in the dream are also significant. Eating raw meat, blood, or any unclean substances is particularly troubling, as it signifies a deep level of spiritual pollution. For example, in certain African spiritual traditions, it is believed that when one consumes food in a dream, they are participating in a ritual designed to enslave their spirit to a particular demonic power. This is why it is crucial to take action immediately after having such a dream. Upon waking, it is recommended to begin the day with fasting and prayer, asking God to cleanse your spirit and break any covenants that may have been formed during the dream. Dogs are often seen as loyal companions, but in dreams, they can take on a far more threatening role. If you dream of being bitten by a dog, it could signify a witchcraft attack aimed at causing betrayal, illness, or broken relationships. Dogs, especially in the context of dreams, can represent familiar spirits or agents of witchcraft sent by those close to you, such as friends or family members. It's important to note that not every dream of a dog bite is indicative of a witchcraft attack. However, if you consistently have dreams of being bitten or attacked by dogs, especially in settings that seem unusual or threatening, this could be a sign that someone close to you is involved in witchcraft or is unknowingly being used by spiritual forces to harm you. Jesus warned in Matthew 10:36 that a man's enemies will be the members of his own household. This doesn't necessarily mean that your family members are practicing witchcraft, but it could suggest that spiritual attacks are coming from sources that are familiar or trusted. After such dreams, it's essential to pray for protection against any hidden enemies and to ask God for discernment to uncover the source of the attack. One of the most common signs of witchcraft at work in someone's life is the recurring dream of seeing dead or deceased relatives. While many people might find comfort in seeing a beloved family member who has passed on, it is important to recognize that these dreams are not what they seem. According to spiritual teachings, the dead have no place among the living, and any interaction with them in a dream is a sign of something much darker at play. In many cases, dreams of deceased relatives indicate the presence of generational curses or covenants that have been made by ancestors. These curses can manifest in various ways, including poverty, illness, or cycles of failure. The spirits of the deceased in these dreams are not actually your loved ones, but familiar spirits, demonic entities that take on the appearance of people you know in order to deceive you and maintain the generational curse over your life. When you wake from a dream where you have encountered a deceased relative, it is essential to reject any interaction or agreement that may have taken place during the dream. Pray for God's protection over your life and break any generational curses that may be affecting you. The Bible warns us in Deuteronomy 18:10-12 against communicating with the dead or engaging in necromancy, as it opens doors for spiritual oppression. If you find yourself being beaten or physically assaulted in a dream, this is a clear sign of spiritual warfare. The people or forces attacking you in the dream may represent demonic entities or spiritual enemies seeking to weaken your spirit. Such dreams are often indicators that you are under a heavy spiritual attack, and if left unaddressed, they can manifest as physical, emotional, or financial struggles in your waking life. It's important to remember that the battle in the dream is not a mere fight for dominance. It's a symbolic representation of a spiritual battle for your soul, your destiny, or your relationships. Even if you don't recognize the individuals attacking you, the spiritual message remains the same. You are in a fight, and you need to engage in spiritual warfare through prayer, fasting, and seeking God's protection. Dreams where you find yourself tied up, locked in a prison, or confined to a cage indicate that you are experiencing spiritual bondage. In these dreams, you are unable to move freely, symbolizing restrictions placed on your life, whether they be financial, emotional, or even spiritual. These dreams often point to witchcraft activities that are hindering your progress and preventing you from achieving success. You may find that despite your best efforts, you cannot seem to break through in your career, relationships, or personal growth. This is because spiritually, you are in a prison, unable to move forward. If you experience such dreams, it's vital to pray against every spiritual limitation, asking God to break the chains that bind you and set you free from any forces holding you back. Engaging in sexual activity in a dream is one of the most potent signs of witchcraft. These dreams are not merely the product of human desire, they are spiritual encounters with demonic entities. These entities often take the form of a familiar person, someone you know or are attracted to, but in reality, they are spirits aiming to create evil covenants with you. Such sexual dreams are serious spiritual attacks. They represent the infiltration of your life by forces of darkness that seek to sow seeds of lust, perversion, and destruction. These dreams can lead to significant negative consequences, including difficulties in marriage, financial instability, and emotional turmoil. Upon waking from a sexual dream, it is crucial to reject the encounter through prayer. You must renounce any covenant that might have been formed and seek God's intervention to cleanse and protect your spirit. If you dream of burials, whether it's seeing your personal belongings being buried, attending a funeral, or even seeing yourself in a casket, this is a clear sign of witchcraft activity. These dreams symbolize spiritual death and the enemy's attempt to destroy your destiny. In the spiritual realm, burying someone or something represents putting an end to their progress or potential. It is the enemy's way of saying, "You are finished." However, it is important to remember that God has the power to resurrect and restore what the enemy has tried to bury. If you have such a dream, pray fervently to reclaim your destiny. Ask God to resurrect every part of your life that the enemy has attempted to destroy. Matthew 8:22 reminds us, "Let the dead bury their own dead." We, as followers of Christ, are called to live spiritually alive lives, and no power of darkness can end our God-given purpose. Rats and roaches are notorious pests, and in the spiritual world they represent destruction, poverty, and household wickedness. Dreaming of these creatures often signals that witchcraft forces are at work, seeking to destroy your wealth, health, and peace. If you dream of rats eating your food or roaches destroying your belongings, this could indicate that spiritual forces are attempting to bring poverty into your life. They may also signify hidden attacks aimed at sabotaging your career, relationships, or health. Upon waking from such a dream, take it as a call to spiritual action. Pray against every spirit of destruction and poverty that has been sent against you. God has promised in His Word to provide for all our needs, and through prayer you can reclaim your provision and protection. Hair, in many cultures and spiritual traditions, symbolizes glory, honor, and strength. In the Bible, we see this clearly in the story of Samson, whose strength was tied to his hair. Therefore, if you dream of someone cutting or shaving your hair, it indicates that the enemy is attacking your glory. These dreams may represent a loss of influence authority, or spiritual power. You may find yourself losing opportunities, respect, or success in areas where you were once thriving. This is a clear sign that spiritual forces are working to diminish your glory. If you have such a dream, pray to restore your glory and authority. God has the power to restore what the enemy has stolen, and through faith and prayer, your strength and influence can be renewed. Blood is a powerful symbol in both the physical and spiritual worlds. In the Bible, blood represents life, and dreaming of blood, especially your own, can be a warning of impending danger or loss. If you see yourself losing blood in a dream, it could indicate that the enemy is planning an attack on your health, your life, or your spiritual vitality. For pregnant women, dreams involving blood can be a warning sign of complications with their pregnancy or a potential loss. However, instead of succumbing to fear, you should take such dreams to God in prayer. Ask for protection over your life, your family, and your health. Remember that the blood of Jesus is more powerful than any spiritual attack. Bees in the natural world are known for their organization and precision. Similarly, in the spiritual realm, dreams of being attacked by bees indicate that the enemy is launching a highly strategic attack against you. These attacks are not random, but are designed to target specific areas of your life, whether it be your health, finances, or relationships. If you dream of being chased or stung by bees, you must respond with strategic prayers. These dreams call for more than just general prayers. They require focused, intentional spiritual warfare to counteract the precision of the enemy's attack. Dreams of being chased are among the most common signs of witchcraft activity. In these dreams, you may be running from a person, an animal, or an unknown force. The fear and panic you experience in the dream are not only reflective of what is happening in the dream, but may also indicate that you are running from spiritual attacks in your waking life. Being chased in a dream suggests that the enemy is trying to instill fear, anxiety, or a sense of hopelessness in you. This type of dream is meant to keep you in a state of spiritual and emotional paralysis, unable to stand firm in faith. To combat these dreams, you must stand your ground spiritually. Pray for courage and faith to face any spiritual attack. Remember, fear is one of the enemy's most powerful tools, but God has given us the spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. The journey of understanding your dreams and recognizing spiritual attacks is not a path of fear, but one of empowerment. Through knowledge, vigilance, and faith, you can reclaim your life from any spiritual oppression that may be affecting you. Witchcraft and spiritual forces may work in secrecy, but God has given us the tools, prayer, fasting, and His Word, to overcome every attack. This video has guided you through 12 dreams that can indicate witchcraft activities in your life. By paying attention to these signs and acting swiftly, you can protect your spiritual well-being, break generational curses, and live a life of freedom and purpose. Remember, God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. When armed with the right knowledge and a strong connection to God, no force of darkness can prevail against you. Stay vigilant, stay prayerful, and continue seeking the light of God in every aspect of your life. As you remain steadfast in your spiritual journey, remember that God's guidance is always present, lighting your path and protecting you from unseen dangers. Through prayer and spiritual awareness, you can overcome any challenge and walk in the fullness of your divine purpose. Thank you for taking the time to explore these insights with us. If you found this message meaningful, please consider subscribing to our channel for more content that supports your spiritual growth and empowerment. Your continued presence and support mean the world to us as we journey together toward a deeper understanding of faith and spiritual strength.
There comes a point in every spiritual journey when the familiar starts to feel unfamiliar. The routines, the relationships, even the goals you once had, they begin to shift, as if something deeper is calling you to change. It's as though life is quietly nudging you toward a new way of being. But what exactly are you being asked to let go of, and why does it feel so necessary? In today's video, we're uncovering the 6 things that highly spiritual people slowly quit as they awaken to their true selves. These changes are subtle at first, but profoundly transformative. What might you be holding on to that's preventing you from stepping into your highest potential? If this resonates with where you are right now, take a moment to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Together, we're building a community of like-minded souls, supporting each other on the path to spiritual growth. Now, let's explore these 6 powerful shifts and how they can lead you to a life of deeper purpose and freedom. Number 1. Quitting the need for external validation. In a world where people chase approval through likes, comments, and follower counts, it's easy to get caught up in basing your self-worth on what others think of you. From a young age, many of us are taught to seek validation from outside sources, like our parents, friends, social media, or even at work. We start to believe our value depends on how well we meet others' expectations, so we constantly seek recognition, acceptance, and love from those around us. But as your spiritual journey deepens, you begin to see the truth, that no amount of external validation can ever fill the void inside you. The opinions of others, once so pivotal to your self-esteem, now seem insignificant in the light of your growing awareness. You begin to understand that everyone's perception of you is merely a reflection of their own inner world, a mirror of their fears, desires, and limitations. At first, letting go of the need for external validation can feel disorienting. It may seem as though you are disconnecting from the world, stepping away from relationships or social circles that once defined you. But as you slowly release this need, a new sense of inner peace begins to bloom. You start to realize that your true worth comes from within, from your connection to your authentic self, to the divine source of all life. You no longer seek to be liked, understood, or accepted by everyone, for you have found a deeper, more lasting validation in your own soul's recognition of itself. This freedom from external validation is not about becoming indifferent or isolated from the world. Instead, it is about reclaiming your power. You no longer hand over your sense of worth to others' judgments. Instead, you define it on your own terms. You find joy in your unique expression, in the truth of who you are, without the need for approval or applause. This transformation manifests as a profound shift in how you relate to both yourself and others. You become more discerning about whose opinions truly matter, no longer feeling the need to seek approval from everyone around you. Instead of basing your self-esteem on how others perceive you, you begin to measure your worth by how aligned you feel with your own values and inner truths. You start living for yourself, making choices that resonate with your authentic self, rather than chasing validation or praise from others. As a result, your inner peace becomes unshakable, unaffected by external criticism or praise, and you discover a newfound sense of freedom and confidence in who you are. In this newfound independence, you discover an inner freedom that is far more satisfying than any temporary high from external approval. Number 2, letting go of material attachments. In our modern world, success is often measured by the accumulation of material wealth: cars, homes, designer clothes, the latest technology. From a young age, we are taught to equate our worth with what we own. The more we have, the more successful, happy, or fulfilled we are presumed to be. This mindset is deeply ingrained in our societal consciousness, and many of us spend our lives chasing after things, believing they will bring us lasting satisfaction. But on the path of spiritual awakening, you begin to see through the illusion of materialism. The objects and possessions you once coveted start to lose their luster. You realize that while these things may bring temporary pleasure, they are fleeting, impermanent, and ultimately unfulfilling. True abundance, you discover, is not about what you have, it's about who you are. It is measured by the depth of your inner world, by the love and joy you cultivate within yourself and share with others. You begin to see that the most valuable things in life cannot be bought or sold. They are the moments of connection, the peace of mind, the clarity of purpose, the feeling of being in alignment with your soul. As you release your attachment to material things, you may find yourself simplifying your life. You declutter your space, letting go of the excess that no longer serves you. You stop chasing after the latest trends or material achievements, and instead, you focus on what truly nourishes your soul. This is not to say that you renounce all material possessions or live a life of austerity. Rather, you release the belief that things define you or that they are necessary for your happiness. In doing so, you make space for what truly matters: experiences over objects, being over having, and presence over accumulation. In your everyday life, this shift shows up in several meaningful ways. You stop measuring your self-worth based on your financial success or the material things you own. Instead, you become more mindful of what you buy and why, making more conscious choices that align with your values. You start to find true joy in the simple pleasures, like connecting with nature, nurturing relationships, exploring your creativity, and expressing your authentic self. As a result, you feel lighter and freer, no longer burdened by the constant pressure to acquire more possessions or chase external success. By releasing your attachment to material possessions, you open yourself up to a life of greater meaning, depth, and fulfillment. One that is not dependent on the external world, but rooted in the richness of your inner being. Number 3, releasing the need for control. For most of our lives, we are taught that in order to succeed, we must control our circumstances. We must plan, strategize, and work tirelessly to make sure everything goes according to plan. This desire for control is rooted in fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of failure, fear of chaos. We believe that if we can just control every detail of our lives, we will be safe, secure, and happy. But as you awaken spiritually, you begin to see that control is an illusion. No matter how hard you try, there are always elements of life that are beyond your grasp. Other people's actions, unexpected events, the mysteries of the future. The more you try to control, the more you resist the natural flow of life and the more tension and anxiety you create within yourself. Slowly, as you deepen in your spiritual journey, you learn to let go of the need to control. You begin to trust in the process of life, in the divine timing of the universe, in the unfolding of your soul's journey. You realize that there is a greater intelligence at work, one that is guiding you toward your highest good, even if you cannot always see or understand it. This doesn't mean that you become passive or indifferent. It means that you learn to surrender, to set your intentions, take inspired action, and then release your attachment to the outcome. You trust that whatever unfolds is exactly what you need for your growth, even if it doesn't match your original plan. This act of surrender is not a weakness, but a profound strength. It requires faith, courage, and humility. As you let go of control, you find peace in the uncertainty, freedom in the not knowing. You begin to flow with life rather than resist it. And in this flow, you discover a deeper sense of ease, trust, and alignment. As you embrace this transformation, you begin to notice significant changes in how you respond to life's challenges. You become less reactive when things don't go as expected, trusting that everything is unfolding in its perfect timing, even if you don't fully understand it in the moment. The urge to force or manipulate outcomes fades, and instead, you allow situations to unfold naturally. This mindset brings a sense of relaxation, openness, and presence into your daily life, as you feel deeply supported by a higher power guiding you along your path. In this state of surrender, you no longer need to control every aspect of your life. You learn to dance with the unknown, to trust in the mystery, and to embrace the unfolding of your soul's journey. Number 4. Abandoning toxic relationships. As your spiritual awareness deepens, you begin to reevaluate the relationships in your life. You start to notice the people and connections that drain your energy, hold you back, or keep you stuck in old patterns of behavior. These may be relationships that you have held on to out of obligation, fear, or comfort, but as you grow spiritually, you realize that they no longer serve your highest good. Letting go of toxic relationships is one of the most challenging aspects of spiritual awakening. It often involves distancing yourself from people you care about, people you have shared significant parts of your life with. However, as difficult as it may be, it is a necessary step in your evolution. You cannot continue to grow while staying in environments or relationships that stifle your growth. In this process, you begin to release the relationships that no longer align with your values and aspirations. You create boundaries that protect your energy and well-being. You surround yourself with people who uplift and support you, who encourage your spiritual journey, and who resonate with your authentic self. This doesn't mean you cut people off without compassion. You approach each relationship with mindfulness and love, understanding that every soul is on its own unique path. But you also recognize that your own growth requires making choices that honor your highest good. As you release toxic relationships, you may feel a sense of loss, but you will also feel lighter, freer, and more aligned with your true self. In their place, you attract relationships that are nourishing, supportive, and aligned with your soul's purpose. This transformation might look like becoming more selective about who you spend your time with. You start setting healthier boundaries, no longer allowing others to drain your energy or take advantage of your kindness. As a result, you attract relationships built on mutual respect, authenticity, and support. You feel more empowered, knowing you have the ability to choose who you allow into your life, and this choice strengthens your sense of self-worth and emotional well-being. In this process, you discover the power of community, one that is built on love, truth, and mutual growth. You no longer compromise your energy for relationships that don't serve you. Instead, you create a circle of like-minded souls who support and inspire you on your path of awakening. Number 5. Ceasing to compromise your authentic self. Throughout life, we are often pressured to conform, to play roles, and to wear masks that are not true to who we really are. We learn to suppress our true selves in order to fit in, please others, or avoid conflict. Over time, this leads to a deep disconnection from our authentic nature, from the parts of ourselves that make us unique and vibrant. As you awaken spiritually, you begin to see the cost of this disconnection. You realize that every time you compromise your authenticity, you lose a piece of yourself. You dim your light, shrink your spirit, and live in a state of internal conflict. But on the path of spiritual awakening, you slowly quit this habit. You start to embrace your true self, with all your quirks, flaws, and unique qualities. You no longer feel the need to hide or diminish yourself to make others comfortable. Instead, you stand in your truth unapologetically, living in alignment with your highest values and beliefs. This shift brings a profound sense of freedom and fulfillment. You start to attract people and opportunities that resonate with your authentic self. You create a life that feels deeply aligned with who you are, rather than one based on the expectations or desires of others. This transformation involves no longer pretending to be someone you're not just to fit in or gain approval. You begin to express yourself openly and honestly, without the fear of judgment holding you back. Your own needs, desires, and values take priority, even if they don't align with others' expectations. As a result, you feel more confident and empowered in your own skin, knowing that you are living authentically and in alignment with your true self. As you cease to compromise your authenticity, you step into a life of greater truth, joy, and self-expression. You no longer live in the shadows of others' expectations, but in the light of your own soul. Number 6, quitting the fear of death. One of the most profound shifts that occurs during spiritual awakening is the gradual release of the fear of death. This may seem like a heavy topic, but it is one that spiritually awakened souls come to terms with as they grow in their awareness. In our society, death is often seen as something to be feared, an end, a loss, a finality. But as you awaken spiritually, you begin to see death from a different perspective. You start to understand that your true essence is eternal, that the soul transcends the physical body, and that death is not an end, but a transition, a doorway to another dimension of existence. This realization brings a deep sense of peace and acceptance. You no longer live in fear of the unknown, but in trust of the divine plan. You start to live more fully in the present moment, appreciating the beauty and impermanence of life. In doing so, you free yourself from the limitations of fear and allow yourself to experience life in its fullest expression. This shift manifests as a growing openness to the unknown, where fear of life's uncertainties and death begins to fade. You start living with greater presence, savoring each moment as a precious gift. There's a deep peace that comes from understanding life as a continuous journey, rather than a finite destination. With this realization, you release the anxiety around death and embrace it as a natural part of the cycle of existence, allowing you to live more fully and fearlessly. In this state of acceptance, you experience life with a deeper sense of wonder and gratitude. You are no longer bound by the fear of death, but liberated by the understanding that life, in all its forms, is eternal. As you continue on your spiritual journey, you will find that these 6 things, external validation, material attachments, the need for control, toxic relationships, compromising your authentic self, and the fear of death, are all things you gradually release. It is a process, one that takes time, patience, and self-compassion. But as you let go of these old patterns, you make space for something much greater. Your true self, your true purpose, and a life that is deeply aligned with your soul. Remember, this journey is yours alone. There is no right or wrong way to navigate it. Trust in your own process, honor your own pace, and know that you are exactly where you need to be. If you found this exploration insightful, take a moment to reflect on your own path. What have you found yourself quitting as you've grown spiritually? What shifts have you noticed in your life? Share your experiences below, and let's support one another on this incredible journey of the soul. Together we can awaken to our highest potential and live in the fullness of our true selves.
Welcome, beloved soul. You've found your way here today, and I want you to know, it's no accident. Whether you've sensed it for years or are only now beginning to realize, there's a reason you feel different. There's a reason your soul has always longed for something beyond the surface, something higher, something the world couldn't quite offer you. Today we're going to talk about you, about the quiet transformation that has been unfolding inside of you, piece by piece, year by year. It's the kind of transformation that not everyone can see, but you feel it. It's the kind that defies outward appearances but radiates from your soul, creating ripples in the world around you. Have you ever looked back at your life and wondered why, even as a child, you felt older than your years? Why you carried an invisible weight that others didn't seem to notice? Why your eyes, so young, reflected the depth of experiences far beyond what you should have known? You were different and you knew it, but you couldn't understand it back then. Do you remember those early years, when the other kids seemed carefree, laughing and playing, while you watched with a quiet understanding that separated you from them? You weren't sure why. You may not have known the exact reason, but somewhere deep down, you always felt a weight of knowing, a weight of feeling, a weight of seeing the world in a way others couldn't. You saw the world with a wisdom that others couldn't comprehend, but back then, you didn't have the words to explain it. You just knew you were different. The adults around you may have seen it too. They might have commented on how mature you seemed, how serious, how thoughtful for your age. But that maturity didn't come without its struggles. You carried an invisible burden, a sensitivity, a deep-seated awareness that often made you feel older than your peers. You couldn't shake the feeling that while they were enjoying their childhoods, you were navigating something much heavier. And perhaps you struggled with this, feeling out of place, misunderstood by friends, and maybe even by your own family. But what if I told you that all those early struggles were never a mistake? What if I told you that every ounce of pain, confusion, and anxiety you carried back then was preparing you for something greater? Being chosen is never easy, and as a child you may not have realized what that meant. You may have simply felt the weight of it without knowing its significance. But now, looking back, can you see it? Can you see how even then, God was shaping you, molding you for a purpose far beyond what you could have imagined? You were set apart. You always were. And that's why you never fit into the mold the world tried to place you in. You tried, didn't you? You tried to be like everyone else. You tried to laugh as easily, to join in the games, to pretend you were just like them. But no matter how hard you tried, something inside you always felt different, and that difference wasn't easy to carry. For many of you, those early years were marked by inner battles that you didn't know how to explain. There were days when anxiety gripped you, when fear took hold, and you weren't sure why. You saw the world with eyes that seemed to know more, to feel more. And it was exhausting. Sometimes it felt like you were fighting a war inside yourself, struggling to find a place in a world that never seemed to understand you. But what if those battles weren't meant to destroy you? What if they were meant to refine you? Many of the chosen ones, the ones like you, have lived through chaos that seemed unbearable at times. Your identity shifted constantly, one day feeling bold and confident, the next day feeling invisible and small. You may have spent years trying to figure out who you were, where you belonged, and why you felt so different from those around you. You carried the weight of emotions that felt too big for your young body. The world around you was chaotic, and you struggled to find your footing. You may have felt like you were constantly shifting between wanting to be seen and wanting to disappear altogether. It was confusing, wasn't it? You didn't know who you were supposed to be. Your style, your personality, your very essence felt like it was always in flux. You may have looked in the mirror during those years and not recognized the person staring back at you. There was a disconnection between who you felt inside and the image you saw reflected in the glass. You tried to mold yourself into something that would be accepted by the world, but nothing ever felt quite right. The clothes you wore never seemed to fit, not because they were the wrong size, but because they didn't fit the person you were trying to become. And the world was loud, wasn't it? So loud. Everyone around you seemed to know exactly who they were, or at least they pretended to. And you felt lost. You couldn't find a place where you fit, and that made you feel even more isolated. Even your own family, The people who should have understood you the best often felt like strangers. But beloved, that chaos wasn't meant to break you. It was meant to shape you. I know it felt lonely. You felt too much, too deeply. You saw the world through eyes that carried the weight of lifetimes of experience, and that kind of depth isn't easy to share with others. Most people couldn't grasp the intensity of what you were going through, and that made you feel even more disconnected. But let me tell you something important. The chosen ones are often misunderstood, and that's because they are called to walk a path that others cannot comprehend. You were carrying a depth, a wisdom, a spiritual weight that was far beyond your years, and it made you feel like an outsider. But you were never meant to fit into the world's mold. You were never meant to follow the crowd. You were chosen, and because of that, your journey was always going to be different. That's why you felt older than your years when you were young. You were carrying something sacred, something divine, but the world couldn't see it. And sometimes, neither could you. And yet, despite the chaos, despite the confusion, something inside you was changing. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, God was working in you. He was quieting the storms, bringing peace to your heart. Maybe it didn't happen all at once. Maybe it took years, even decades. But over time, you began to notice a shift. The battles that once raged inside you started to quiet. The anxieties that once gripped your soul began to loosen their hold. The fear that kept you up at night began to fade. God was working through you, refining you through every struggle, through every tear, through every moment of doubt. He was using the chaos to shape you, to mold you into the person you were always meant to be. And now, when you look in the mirror, what do you see? You see someone transformed. Someone who carries the glow of inner strength, of purpose, of God's presence. The face that once showed the stress of trying to fit into a world that didn't understand you now glows with the peace of knowing who you are in God's eyes. Your appearance, your energy, your very spirit seems to have reversed in age. You are younger now, more radiant, more alive than you were when you were younger. And that's because you are walking closer to the person God created you to be. The world may have once told you that you were too much, too sensitive, too emotional, too deep. But now, you know that all of those things are what make you who you are. They are not flaws, they are gifts. And now that you have embraced those gifts, now that you have embraced who you are in God's eyes, something remarkable has happened. You have transformed. Your energy is magnetic, but not in the loud, attention-seeking way of the world. It's quiet. It's powerful. It's grounded in something deeper than flesh and bone. It's the light of God shining through you. You once felt misunderstood, like no one could see you for who you truly were. But now, you don't need everyone to understand you. You don't need everyone to see you. You know that not everyone is meant to walk your path. And that's okay. You have found peace in being set apart, in being chosen. You may still feel different. You may still feel like you don't quite fit into the world around you. But now, you wear that difference with pride, with honor. You know that God has placed something inside you that the world needs, even if it doesn't yet realize it. As you have transformed, the people around you have begun to notice. Some are drawn to your newfound peace, your glowing presence. They admire the strength and beauty that radiates from within you. They see the change in you, and it inspires them. But not everyone responds with kindness. Some are envious of your growth, threatened by the light that now shines from you. They may try to tear you down, to diminish the glow you have worked so hard to cultivate. But they can't touch it. The strength you carry is from God, and the glow of a good soul cannot be destroyed by envy or malice. It is a divine light that stands strong against any attempt to dim it. What they don't understand is that your transformation isn't just physical, it's spiritual. God's hand is on you, and no force can break what He has built within you. Now, as we sit here together, reflecting on the journey that has brought you to this moment, I want you to think back to your younger self. Think back to those old photos you used to shy away from, the ones that made you cringe or feel small. But now, something is different, isn't it? Now, when you look at those photos, you don't feel shame or regret. Instead, you feel love. You see the beauty that was always there, wrapped in innocence, cloaked in the struggle of finding yourself. You see strength in the eyes of the child you once were. How blind we were back then to the beauty that radiated from us, even in our confusion, even when we thought we were lost. Looking back now, with the wisdom you've gained, you don't see weakness. You see bravery. You see courage. You see a soul that was doing the best it could, even when the world seemed too heavy to carry. You were so young, so fragile, and yet, so strong. That younger version of you, though they may have been filled with doubts and fears, was also filled with hope. They longed for the peace you now hold. They prayed in their own way for the life you are now living. And God heard those prayers. He heard them, even when you thought He wasn't listening. Every tear, every cry for help, every moment of doubt, He was there, guiding you toward this very moment. And now, as you look forward, you carry the dreams of that younger self with you. You carry the lessons they taught you, the resilience they built within you. You carry the love they gave you, even when you didn't know how to love yourself. You carry the knowledge that God was with you through it all. He saw the beauty in you when you couldn't see it. He saw the strength you had even when you felt like you were falling apart. And He never let go. So now, as you stand in the glow of your transformation, know this: the journey is far from over. There will still be battles to face, struggles to overcome. But you are no longer fighting alone. You are walking in the grace of God, and He is leading you every step of the way. The glow you carry is not just the result of your efforts, it's the result of God's grace. He has shaped you, refined you, through every hardship, every challenge, and the light you now wear is a reflection of His love shining through you. It's a light that cannot be dimmed by the opinions of others or by the struggles you still face. It is eternal, unwavering, because it is rooted in Him. You walk forward now, not with the need for approval from others, but with the peace of knowing that you are already loved, deeply, unconditionally, by the One who created you. And that love is enough. It always was. As we move forward, we do so with love for the past, the present, and the future. We walk with God, knowing that every step we take is part of His divine plan, and we are proud of who we were, proud of who we are, and proud of the journey that lies ahead. You walk forward with peace in your heart, knowing that every step you take is part of a divine plan, far greater than anything you could have imagined. You are becoming exactly who God created you to be, and there is no greater fulfillment than that. So to those of you who are still in the midst of your transformation, still fighting the inner battles, take heart. You are stronger than you know, more beautiful than you realize, and God is with you, just as He has always been. One day, you will look back on this moment and see the beauty, the strength, and the courage that was always within you. And when that day comes, you will be proud, not just of who you have become, but of the journey that brought you here. Remember, dear ones, you are chosen. You have always been chosen, and that is something no one can ever take away from you. From the very moment you are born again, an invisible battle begins to rage around you. Forces you cannot see, dark powers led by Satan and his fallen angels, immediately begin to take notice. Their eyes are fixed upon you, day and night, plotting ways to bring you down. You might wonder why. You may ask yourself, what have I done to deserve such hostility? It's a natural question, especially when you believe you've done nothing wrong. Yet the answer is profoundly simple. You are a child of God, and because of that alone, Satan hates you. Satan's fall from heaven did not occur in isolation. When he rebelled against God, 1/3 of the heavenly angels fell with him, becoming the spiritual forces that now wage war against humanity. These forces are not just passively observing, they are actively involved in a cosmic struggle, and the moment you become born again, you find yourself at the center of this eternal conflict. This battle, however, is not merely about you. It is about God, about His love for you, and about the divine purpose He has placed upon your life. Satan knows something that many new believers may not fully realize. God loves you with a boundless, immeasurable love. To Satan, this love is unbearable. He knows he cannot harm God directly, so the only way to lash out at the Almighty is by attacking those whom God loves, His children. The Bible teaches that you are the apple of God's eye. This means that every time Satan looks at you, he is reminded of God's love, a love so profound that God sent His only Son to die for you. Jesus Christ endured the ultimate humiliation and pain on the cross, all for your salvation. This truth is what fuels Satan's fury. He knows that it is because of you that God took on human flesh. It is because of you that Jesus was crucified. And it is because of you that Satan's doom is sealed. Every time he sees you walking in the light of Christ, he sees the very evidence of his defeat. Therefore, his hatred towards you is not personal. It is a direct reflection of his hatred towards God. Your salvation and your relationship with Christ represent everything Satan has lost and everything he can never reclaim. The spiritual battle is ongoing, relentless, and will continue until the day you leave this earth. Yet, it is crucial to understand that while Satan may hate you, he cannot easily destroy you. Why? Because you are under divine protection. The moment you become born again, a series of supernatural events takes place in the spiritual realm. You may not see it or feel it, but it is very real. God places a protective seal upon you, and you are surrounded by His angels who are tasked with guarding you on all sides. Psalm 91:11-12 reminds us that God has commanded His angels concerning you, to guard you in all your ways. These angels are not mere symbolic beings. They are powerful, sent by God to ensure that Satan's plans against you do not succeed. Yet, despite this protection, the enemy will still try to attack. His strategy may not always be a frontal assault. Instead, he often resorts to subtle means: deception, temptation, and discouragement. Ephesians 6:12 tells us that our battle is not against flesh and blood, but against rulers, authorities, and spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. This means that every day, even though you may not be aware of it, there is a battle being fought for your soul. These forces of darkness are constantly probing for weaknesses, looking for ways to bring you down. The devil prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking someone to devour. But here is the good news. Though the battle is fierce, victory is already yours through Christ. The nature of this battle is spiritual, invisible to the physical eye, but no less real than any struggle you might face in the material world. Unlike human conflicts where you can see your adversary, this spiritual warfare takes place in the unseen realms, where demonic forces work tirelessly to exploit your vulnerabilities, your fears, doubts, and weaknesses. These forces are organized with levels of hierarchy, as the verse in Ephesians implies: rulers, authorities, and powers, all part of a dark and structured kingdom that seeks to pull you away from God's purpose for your life. The enemy's tactics are subtle, often disguised in everyday challenges, temptation, discouragement, and distractions that seem harmless at first, but are designed to lead you away from God's will. You may find yourself battling negative thoughts, deep anxieties, or constant doubts about your faith. These are not just random occurrences. They are the devil's calculated attempts to weaken your resolve, steal your peace, and dim the light of Christ within you. Every whisper of condemnation, every seed of insecurity, every moment of despair is an arrow from the enemy, aimed at destabilizing your spiritual foundation. But here's the encouraging truth. Though the devil prowls like a lion, he is a defeated foe. His roar may be loud, but his power is limited. When Christ died on the cross and rose from the grave, he disarmed the spiritual rulers and authorities, making a public spectacle of them and triumphing over them. Your victory has already been secured by the blood of Jesus, and Satan knows this. He knows that his time is short, and that his influence is temporary, which is why he fights so fiercely. He is desperate, but desperation is not strength. Because of Christ's victory, you are not fighting for victory, you are fighting from victory. This distinction is crucial. The battle has already been won on your behalf. Your role is to stand firm in the truth of what Christ has accomplished, to claim the victory that is yours, and to live in the authority that has been granted to you as a child of God. You are not defenseless in this battle. God has provided you with spiritual armor, as outlined in Ephesians 6:13-18. The belt of truth, the breastplate of righteousness, the shield of faith, the helmet of salvation, and the sword of the Spirit, which is the Word of God. Each piece of this armor is designed to protect you and empower you to stand against the schemes of the enemy. The belt of truth holds everything together, reminding you of the unshakable truth of God's Word. The breastplate of righteousness guards your heart, protecting your soul from the enemy's accusations and lies. The shield of faith allows you to extinguish the fiery arrows of doubt and fear that Satan constantly throws your way. The helmet of salvation secures your mind, giving you the confidence and assurance that your salvation is certain and cannot be taken away. And the sword of the Spirit, which is the Word of God, is your offensive weapon, cutting through the enemy's lies and declaring the truth of who you are in Christ. It is essential to remember that while you are equipped for battle, your greatest weapon is not your own strength or effort, but the presence of God within you. The Bible tells us in James 4:7, "Submit yourselves then to God. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you." The power to overcome the enemy comes not from striving, but from submitting to God, relying on his strength, and resting in the finished work of Christ. When you surrender to God and resist the devil, you tap into the victory that has already been won for you. You may ask, how does Satan even know when I'm born again? The answer is found in the light of God that now shines within you. The Bible speaks of this light as an unmistakable, radiant presence. In John 1:9 it says, "The true light, which gives light to everyone, was coming into the world." This light is not just a metaphor. It is a spiritual reality that becomes visible to the forces in the spiritual realm. When you become born again, you move from darkness into light. This light is the Holy Spirit dwelling within you. To those who are spiritually dead, those still in darkness, this light is not visible. But to Satan and his agents, this light is like a beacon, announcing to the spiritual realm that you belong to Christ. This is why the enemy takes notice of you. You have moved from being an ordinary person to becoming a light bearer, a child of God who radiates divine power. Jesus himself declared that you are the light of the world, a city set on a hill that cannot be hidden. Your spiritual identity is unmistakable, and it is this identity that marks you as a target in the enemy's eyes. Yet this light is also your greatest defense. The darkness can never overcome it. As long as you continue to walk in the light, staying close to Christ, the enemy cannot extinguish the flame that burns within you. Beyond the light that radiates from within, there is another layer of protection that God places upon his children, the seal of the Holy Spirit. This seal is not something you can see with physical eyes, but in the spiritual realm, it is a visible and undeniable mark of God's ownership and protection over you. Ephesians 1:13-14 tells us that when you heard the word of truth and believed in Christ, you were sealed with the promised Holy Spirit. This seal serves as a guarantee of your inheritance, a mark that says, "This one belongs to God." To Satan and his forces, this seal is a sign that you are off limits. Just as a royal seal on a letter in ancient times indicated the authority and protection of the king, so does this divine seal signify that you are under God's jurisdiction. Satan knows this. and while he may try to attack, he is fully aware that he cannot easily harm you. The book of Job provides a powerful illustration of this reality. In Job 1:9-10, Satan acknowledges that God had placed a hedge of protection around Job, his household, and everything he owned. This hedge made it nearly impossible for Satan to touch Job without God's permission. In the same way, you carry a similar hedge of protection. Every day, as you go about your life, whether driving to work or resting at home, there is a divine shield surrounding you. Angels accompany you, ensuring that no harm befalls you. And this protection is not because of anything you've done, but because of God's unfathomable love and grace. Another critical aspect of your spiritual defense is the fire of God that surrounds you. When John the Baptist spoke of Jesus, he said, "He will baptize you with the Holy Spirit and fire." This fire is not symbolic. It is a real and powerful force that burns within and around every believer. It is the consuming fire of God's presence that no power of darkness can withstand. When you are born again, this divine fire begins to surround you, forming an impenetrable barrier between you and the forces of evil. As long as you remain in Christ, this fire continues to burn brightly, and no dark force can cross its threshold. Just as fire repels and consumes, so does this spiritual fire repel the enemy's attacks. This is why, no matter how hard the enemy tries, his arrows cannot touch you. He can plan, he can attack, but he cannot succeed. Consider the story of the prophet Elijah in 2 Kings 6:17. When surrounded by enemy forces, Elijah's servant panicked, but Elijah prayed for God to open his servant's eyes. When the servant looked again, he saw the hills full of horses and chariots of fire all around them. This story is a powerful reminder of the unseen forces of divine protection that surround God's people. You may not always see it, but you are surrounded by the fire of God, protecting you from every assault of the enemy. Despite the overwhelming protection that God provides, many believers live in fear, unaware of the divine security they possess. This is often because they focus too much on the visible world and forget about the spiritual realities that govern their lives. It's easy to get caught up in the challenges and struggles of daily life, to become overwhelmed by fear, doubt, or discouragement. But this is exactly what the enemy wants. Satan thrives on ignorance and fear. He knows that if he can keep you unaware of your spiritual authority and protection, you will be more vulnerable to his attacks. The Bible tells us repeatedly not to fear, for the Lord is with us. Psalm 23:4 reminds us that even though we walk through the darkest valley, we should fear no evil, for God is with us. Yet so many believers live as though they are unprotected, as though they are at the mercy of the enemy. This is far from the truth. You are not an ordinary person. In the spiritual realm, you are a firebrand, a child of God filled with the Holy Spirit and surrounded by his angels. The enemy sees this, even if you don't. What's striking is how often believers forget the incredible spiritual reality that surrounds them. You are not just a physical being. You are a spiritual warrior, equipped with the full authority of Christ, and this truth terrifies the enemy. Satan would have you believe that you are vulnerable, that you are weak, that you are just another soul wandering in the chaos of this world. He will whisper lies of fear and doubt into your mind, attempting to blind you to the profound power and protection that God has placed over you. However, this is a deception, for your spiritual identity is far greater than you realize. In the heavenly realms, you are recognized as a son or daughter of the Most High, carrying within you the very presence of God through the Holy Spirit. The Bible declares that God has not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. This means that fear is never your portion. When you walk in faith, covered by God's presence, fear cannot take hold of you. The enemy knows this, which is why he tries so hard to instill fear, because fear is the antithesis of faith. Where there is fear, faith weakens, and where faith weakens, the enemy finds opportunities to attack. The key to maintaining your protection and living in victory lies in your relationship with Christ. As long as you abide in Him, the light within you will continue to shine brightly, and the fire of God will continue to surround you. However, this does not mean you can become complacent. The enemy is always looking for opportunities to exploit any weaknesses in your armor. This is why the Bible urges us to put on the full armor of God. Your spiritual armor includes the belt of truth, the breastplate of righteousness, the gospel of peace, the shield of faith, the helmet of salvation, and the sword of the Spirit, which is the Word of God. Each piece of this armor is essential in defending against the enemy's attacks. But more importantly, prayer is the key to activating and maintaining this armor. It is through constant communion with God that your protection is strengthened. Satan fears a praying believer. Even the simplest prayers you make cause havoc in his kingdom. Every time you pray, you are reinforcing the divine hedge that surrounds you. You are reminding the enemy that you are not alone, that you have the backing of heaven itself. This is why prayer is one of the most powerful weapons in the spiritual battle. The spiritual battle you face is real, but it is not one you fight alone. From the moment you become born again, God surrounds you with His protection, His light, His fire, and His angels. Satan knows this, and while he may hate you, he cannot easily touch you. Your life is hidden in Christ, and as long as you remain in Him, no weapon formed against you will prosper. As you walk through this life, remember that you are not just an ordinary person. You are a light in a dark world, a beacon of hope, and a testament to the power of God's love. The forces of darkness may try to attack, but they will never prevail. You are protected, you are loved, and you are victorious in Christ. So do not live in fear or doubt. Stand firm in your faith, knowing that you are surrounded by the fire of God. May you continue to shine brightly in this generation, and may the light within you grow ever stronger as you walk in the truth of who you are in Christ. God bless you. Thank you for being a part of this journey with us. If you found this message uplifting, please consider subscribing to the channel and sharing it with others so we can continue spreading the light of God's truth together. Blessings to you all. Have you ever had the feeling that something or someone is watching over you, guiding and protecting you in ways you can't quite explain? Perhaps it's in those fleeting moments of clarity when everything falls into place, or in the comforting warmth that floods your heart when you need it most. While we may not always be aware of it, many spiritual traditions teach us that we are never truly alone. Hidden from our physical senses but ever present in our lives, there exist forces of love and protection. Guardian angels, spirit guides, ancestral spirits, and even divine energy that watch over us with unwavering care. In this world, bustling with distractions, the presence of these invisible guardians often goes unnoticed. Yet, their influence is undeniable for those attuned to it. These unseen protectors serve as our spiritual cheerleaders, helping us navigate life's complexities and transitions, especially during times of significant change or personal growth. Think of them as the loving hands that guide you through life's most challenging moments, providing comfort, wisdom, and protection when you need it most. Across cultures and spiritual traditions, there is a shared belief in beings that exist beyond our physical senses, acting as protectors and guides for humanity. In Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, these beings are often referred to as angels, messengers of God who carry out divine will and safeguard the souls of the faithful. In other belief systems, such as shamanism or certain indigenous traditions, the guardians may take the form of spirit animals, ancestors, or celestial beings who watch over individuals and guide them toward enlightenment. Regardless of how they are named or depicted, these entities are united by their purpose to support, protect, and guide us on our spiritual journey. They are the benevolent forces that steer us away from harm, help us make crucial decisions, and offer comfort in moments of despair. They may appear to us in dreams, through intuitive nudges, or even as quiet whispers in moments of reflection. Although they operate in the unseen realms, their presence is felt through the miraculous ways our lives unfold. One of the most significant challenges in connecting with these spiritual guardians is recognizing the signs they send. Their communication is often subtle, not because they wish to be elusive, but because it requires us to heighten our awareness and attune ourselves to their frequency. Here are some of the most common ways that these unseen forces make themselves known. Synchronicity, a term popularized by psychologist Carl Jung, refers to the meaningful coincidences that seem to defy explanation. Have you ever experienced something happening at just the right time? Perhaps you were thinking about an old friend, only to receive a call or message from them moments later. Or maybe you were feeling lost or overwhelmed, and out of nowhere, a solution presented itself, a person, a book, or a signpost that pointed you in the right direction. These synchronicities are not random. They are the handiwork of your spiritual guardians. They work behind the scenes, aligning events in your life to ensure that you are where you need to be, when you need to be there. Divine timing is their way of orchestrating life's events to nudge you forward on your path. When you start noticing these moments, it's a sign that you are being watched over, guided by forces that understand the bigger picture of your life. Your intuition is one of the primary channels through which your spiritual protectors communicate with you. Have you ever had a gut feeling that led you to make a certain decision, even when logic pointed in the opposite direction? That inner voice, often subtle yet persistent, is a direct link to your guardians. They use intuition to guide you toward the right path, warning you when something doesn't feel right and encouraging you to take action when the timing is ideal. Tuning into your intuition is like developing a deep inner relationship with your soul's wisdom. It requires mindfulness, patience, and above all, trust. In the beginning, those subtle nudges may seem faint, almost like a whisper in the background of your thoughts. But the more you honor and pay attention to these feelings, the stronger your connection becomes. It's about creating space for stillness, where the noise of the outside world quiets down, allowing your inner voice to be heard. As you continue to practice, you'll notice a profound shift within yourself. Those intuitive hunches that once seemed random or coincidental will reveal themselves as the purposeful guidance of your higher self, or even the whispers of your unseen protectors, angels, spirit guides, or ancestors, gently steering you toward choices that align with your highest good. These spiritual beings work behind the scenes, placing signs, synchronicities, and inner promptings in your path to help you grow, heal, and fulfill your soul's purpose. With time, as your trust deepens, you'll begin to recognize this guidance as a form of divine communication, a sacred partnership between you and the universe. It is a gift that reminds you that you are never alone, that there is always a source of wisdom available to you if only you choose to listen. In honoring your intuition, you honor the divine presence within yourself, and in doing so, your life naturally begins to flow with greater harmony, peace, and alignment. Each step you take in this direction builds a stronger, more profound connection to the divine guidance that's always available, guiding you toward your highest potential. While we sleep, our conscious mind is at rest, allowing the subconscious to take over. This is often when we are most receptive to receiving messages from the spiritual realm. Guardian angels and spirit guides may appear in dreams to offer comfort, wisdom, or warnings about future events. In many spiritual traditions, dreams are seen as a bridge between the physical and spiritual worlds. During sleep, our conscious mind steps aside, allowing the soul to connect more deeply with higher realms of wisdom. Paying attention to recurring symbols, feelings, or people in your dreams can provide valuable insights into the messages your deity are sending you. For example, specific symbols like animals, water, or light may represent deeper truths or spiritual lessons that are relevant to your current life situation. Similarly, encountering loved ones who have passed on can be a way for them to offer comfort or deliver important messages. If you wake up with a sense of clarity, peace, or a profound realization, it could be a sign that your guardians are communicating with you, helping you make sense of the challenges or decisions you're facing. Even unsettling dreams may carry hidden lessons, nudging you to pay attention to areas of your life that need healing or change. The key is to approach your dreams with an open heart, trusting that your spiritual protectors are using this sacred space to guide, protect, and uplift your soul on its journey. By keeping a dream journal and reflecting on recurring themes, you can unlock deeper layers of spiritual insight and receive the guidance intended just for you. Sometimes, the presence of spiritual protectors manifests physically. Have you ever felt a sudden warmth in your chest or a tingling sensation that made you stop and take notice? These physical sensations can be gentle reminders from your guides that they are near. Some people report feeling a sense of lightness, as if a weight has been lifted, or experiencing an inexplicable sense of calm in moments of stress. In addition to physical sensations, you may also notice signs in your external environment. Feathers, coins, certain animals, or numbers that appear repeatedly, such as 1111 or 444, are often cited as symbols of angelic or spiritual presence. These small yet significant signs are like winks from the universe, letting you know that you are being watched over and supported. While not every sign from our spiritual guardians will be miraculous in the conventional sense, there are times when we encounter events that seem too extraordinary to be mere coincidence. These might be moments of pure serendipity, an encounter or opportunity that changes the course of your life in ways you couldn't have imagined. Or they may be miraculous in nature, such as a sudden recovery from illness or surviving a near-fatal accident unscathed. These moments, rare and precious, are clear indicators that you are being guided and protected by forces beyond human comprehension. They serve as reminders that even in our darkest moments, we are never truly alone. While your spiritual guardians are always present, your ability to sense and connect with them can be greatly enhanced through mindful practice. By cultivating daily rituals that promote spiritual awareness, you open the door to a deeper connection with the subtle energies that guide and protect you. One of the most profound ways to attune yourself to these unseen forces is through mindfulness and meditation. When we quiet our thoughts and invite stillness, we create space to receive the gentle whispers of our guides. Meditation allows us to rise above the noise of daily life and enter a state of inner peace where their presence becomes more tangible. Setting aside even a few moments each day for mindful breathing or a meditative practice focused on spiritual connection can make all the difference. Picture a radiant, protective light surrounding you, welcoming your guides into your space. As time passes, you may find your awareness shifting, feeling a greater sense of peace, clarity, and a growing trust in your intuition. Prayer is another deeply powerful way to strengthen your bond with spiritual protectors. Whether rooted in religious traditions or a personal expression of faith, prayer serves as a direct bridge to the divine. As it is written in Philippians 4:6, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God." Through prayer, you can share your gratitude, ask for guidance, and invite the presence of your guardians into every part of your life. Prayer is not only about seeking answers, but about fostering a deep connection with the divine, trusting in God's perfect timing and wisdom. In Matthew 7:7, Jesus reminds us, "Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened to you." When you approach prayer with an open heart, you invite God and His angels to walk with you on your spiritual journey, providing comfort, protection, and divine wisdom. Rather than asking for specific outcomes, focus on seeking clarity, protection, and alignment with your highest self, as God often works in ways that surpass human understanding. Proverbs 3:5-6 advises, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to Him, and He will make your path straight." By doing so, you open yourself to the wisdom and support your guides are eager to offer. trusting that they work in harmony with your best interests. Through faith and prayer, you allow God's grace to flow into every aspect of your life, ensuring that you walk in alignment with His divine plan. Journaling is an invaluable tool for reflecting on your spiritual experiences. By writing down any synchronicities, intuitive nudges, vivid dreams, or even moments of unexpected insight, you begin to notice the recurring themes that hint at the presence of your guardians. As you record these moments, you create a space for reflection, deepening your understanding of how your guides have been quietly influencing your path all along. Over time, you'll see a pattern emerge, one that reveals just how intricately they have been working to protect and guide you. Listening to your intuition is another powerful way to connect with these spiritual forces. Your intuition is often the voice through which your guides communicate, gently steering you toward choices that serve your highest good. When faced with decisions, take a moment to pause and feel. What does your body tell you? Does a sense of calm wash over you, or do you feel unease? Trust these sensations, as they are often subtle clues from your protectors, guiding you on the path aligned with your soul's purpose. The more you trust this inner knowing, the stronger your connection with the unseen becomes. Lastly, never underestimate the power of gratitude. Expressing appreciation for the guidance and protection you receive strengthens the bond between you and your spiritual guardians, even if their presence isn't always obvious. Acknowledging them with heartfelt thanks invites more blessings into your life. Whether through prayer, meditation, or simply pausing for a moment to say thank you in your heart, this act of gratitude creates a reciprocal flow of energy and deepens your connection to the divine realm. In expressing gratitude, you align yourself with the grace and protection that is always available to you. One of the most profound lessons our guardians teach us is the power of trust and surrender. When we surrender to the flow of life, trusting that we are being guided and protected, we open ourselves up to incredible transformation and growth. Surrender doesn't mean giving up. Rather, it is an act of faith. Faith that everything is unfolding as it should, even if we cannot see the full picture. When we encounter obstacles or challenges, trusting that our guardians are working behind the scenes to support us allows us to face uncertainty with grace. It's like walking through a dark tunnel, knowing there is light at the end, even if we can't see it yet. In moments of surrender, we release the need to control every outcome, acknowledging that there are forces far greater than ourselves guiding our path. This trust requires courage, the courage to let go of fear, doubt, and the urge to resist life's natural flow. Instead of fighting against the current, we learn to move with it, allowing divine wisdom to carry us where we are meant to be. Surrender is not passive. It is an active, conscious choice to embrace the unknown. When we release our grip on rigid expectations, we create space for miracles and unexpected blessings to enter our lives. Often, what we perceive as setbacks or detours are actually redirections, steering us towards something far more aligned with our soul's purpose. In those moments of uncertainty, surrender also deepens our relationship with the divine and our spiritual guides. It opens us up to their subtle signs, the synchronicities, and the gentle nudges that offer reassurance. We start to see that every challenge, no matter how difficult, holds a lesson or gift, and trusting this process allows us to move forward with peace and resilience. In the act of surrender, we align ourselves with the greater flow of life, trusting that we are always being guided toward our highest good, even when the path is unclear. Learning to surrender also means letting go of fear and doubt, making space for love, growth, and miracles to unfold in our lives. It is in this space of trust that we truly begin to see the magic that surrounds us, recognizing the interconnectedness of all things and the divine orchestration at play. While our spiritual guardians provide us with protection and guidance, it is important to remember that we are not meant to walk the path of awakening alone. Finding a community of like-minded individuals who share your spiritual values can provide immense support and encouragement on your journey. In spiritual communities, whether they are physical gatherings or online groups, we find a sense of belonging. We are reminded that our experiences, challenges, and breakthroughs are part of a larger collective journey. When we share our insights, struggles, and growth with others who understand and support us, we tap into a wellspring of strength and wisdom that amplifies our own spiritual connection. The presence of a supportive community also provides opportunities for growth and learning. By exchanging ideas, practices, and wisdom with others, we enrich our own spiritual journey. It's like having a treasure trove of knowledge and inspiration at our fingertips, ready to be explored and integrated into our lives. In the vast tapestry of life, the presence of unseen spiritual guardians offers us comfort, protection, and guidance. Whether we call them angels, guides, ancestors, or simply the universe, these benevolent forces are ever present, watching over us as we navigate the twists and turns of our spiritual journey. By recognizing the signs of their presence, practicing mindfulness and meditation, and trusting in the flow of life, we can deepen our connection with these protective forces. Through prayer, intention setting, and listening to our intuition, we open ourselves up to receiving their guidance, allowing their wisdom to illuminate our path. As we cultivate this awareness and weave it into the fabric of our daily lives, we create a sacred space where the presence of our guardians is felt and honored. In doing so, we embark on a journey of spiritual awakening that is grounded in trust, surrender, and love, a journey that leads us closer to our true selves and the divine light that shines within us all. If this message resonates with you, know that you are being guided and supported in ways that may not always be visible, but are always present. Trust in the divine plan unfolding in your life, and remember that your spiritual protectors are always by your side. Thank you for being a part of this journey with us. If you found this message helpful, we invite you to subscribe to the channel for more uplifting content. Your support helps us continue sharing messages of hope, healing, and spiritual growth. Blessings to you on your path.